is up, guys? We are now back into Ooredoo Nation's Gamers Land in the Inter Resort Esports Championship 2025, and now we're here for MLBB, the first day for this tournament. Now, your shotcasters. I'm Moik, and with me is Annie.
And actually, yeah, we're both mics on
We're
the
both
screen. But
yeah,
I'm just
just
kidding. But
different
yeah,
microphones to copy.
yeah, my name is Annie, guys. But yeah, I think we're gonna jump into the game really soon. And right now we're at the banning and the picking phase. But Mike, no wonder the name of the event is Inter Resort because we will be seeing Waldorf Astoria Maldives versus NH Collections. And I think I'm gonna assume these are resorts. So this is kind of interesting. For today, we're gonna be seeing Waldorf versus NH Collection, and afterwards, we'll be moving on to the semifinals real quick, and then tomorrow we'll be seeing the grand final. So I'm really excited for that, Mike.
hmm And yeah, for now, since this is gonna be the first match, then definitely just a little bit of we're just really seeing these to be expected bans. We have the Leah, we have the Hanzo, we have the Fanny. They're just banned right here. We call that Hayabusa. And I mean, pretty much in this in this pool, we're just really seeing these familiar picks once again being banned off right off the bat.
Ah, and this is interesting with a fatty because it's quite a I don't know how to say this. It's like a very technical hero, and there's a certain skill set that a player has to have in order to play it, especially in the pro scene. I don't really see Fanny a lot in competitive, but since NH Collection has banned it, I'm gonna assume someone from Waldorf Astoria is really good at using Fanny. And the one thing that you can do to kind of kind of make Fanny basically unusable for the whole game is to take away their buffs, the red and blue buffs. So, this is kind of interesting. There's a lot of assassins that are getting banned, but right now we're going to start with the picking. That's Joy on the side of Waldorf Astoria.
And yeah, currently we have the Joy being picked, and just adding more context to that Fanny ban. Definitely Fanny is a typical hero to pick, but when put in the hands of a really good Fanny player, then it will really give them chaos, and it's just gonna be hard to win a fight. But yeah, I mean, this is the tournament, of course, and these teams they're still testing the waters right here. They don't really know much about these players, so they're just really banning what is worst for their teams. I mean, we have the Joy pick for the side of Waldorf Astoria Maldives, um and we have the Mia and the Tigreal. I think they're going with pretty basic ones.
No, not even basic. Like, I see these in ranked games. This is like the safe pick
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
kind of see. Yeah, like, right?
Mhm.
Like, for us
Mhm.
mundane people, these mortals just solo queuing in MLBB. This is what you see on your ranked games. But yeah, you know what? It's a simple pick, but it works, and I'm all for it. So we have the Joy, the Valir, the Belleric for the side of Waldorf Astoria, and of course we got the NH collections, Tigreal, the Mia, and the Vexana. Pretty balanced so far, but nothing too exciting. So this game might be a little bit predictable for these teams. So I'm really excited to see how they'll deal with that.
Yeah, Valir, Joy, and Belleric, they pretty much had the durability already. The Joy as the assassin, Valir adding more power to that lineup. And as what you said, I mean, sorry, I really got the words mixed up a while ago. But yeah, what I meant with basic was that these are just one of the safe picks, especially when you don't know who you're facing against. So yeah, we have Mia, the Tigreal, we have the Vexana, with that power, especially being brought upon in a safer distance. And yeah, I guess that really just sets that gap against the Valir. And yeah, I mean, for now, we're still waiting for the next bans. We have I think that's Barats. I think that's a Barats being banned. So
Paulus.
yeah, we're just waiting for another ban, and before we can finally move on to finalizing these picks.
Yeah, and just taking a look real quick at the picks so far. I like how immediately after that Tigreal pick we see a Valir just counter picking that Tigreal. So if ever the side of Waldorf Astoria gets into a pinch, accidentally gets set by Tigreal, gets caught up in the ultimate. There's Valir with the ultimate to kind of save them. So that's pretty good on their side. And then of course, yeah, the crowd control is there on the side of Valir. That's on their mid laner. But on the side of NH Collection, however, they'll be having to rely on the Tigreal. And of course, the Mia is a pretty good damage dealer, especially if you allow her to farm. So what Astoria can do is kind of delay the farm of their gold laner and see where it goes from there.
And yeah, we have the inn being locked as well. And yeah, we're finally. I mean, Hellcourt being banned. Pretty much. Again, just safer one. Though I do think that they already got the joy. So I think it was pretty unnecessary to ban a Hellcurt unless they would go for that route. But yeah, they could have banned a Harith, knowing that Harith is really a good laner, and they kind of needed that in their team. And yeah, now it's being picked, and we're just waiting for Saul for his here right here, which will be revealed in just a few moments. And I think that's gonna be okay. Let's get the drums rolling. But yeah, we're gonna be
I
waiting
love the
on.
skin
Um,
though. Look at the skin
yeah,
of the
true, true,
Harris.
true,
Dude,
true.
that was absolutely. I
Mm-hmm.
love how they kept the art style, but yeah, we can see a.
Oh,
Whoa! Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
yeah.
Belric
Okay.
and Kukro. I'm not sure what Waldorf Astoria is planning here, but we're gonna see because I'm seeing quite a bit of oh man, I'm not familiar with these skins, but there's quite a bit of damage on the side of an Age Collection, and on the side of Waldorf Astoria, there's a lot of sustain. I'm kind of worried about their damage, but let's see how this Harith will play out because a lot of the damage will be hinging on that one player. So you know what? May the best team win. This is still our first match for today, so I'm really excited to see how this will set the tempo rather of the rest of this tournament.
And yeah, for now, once again, please do like, comment, and share the stream to your friends, to your families. We'll be having more of these tournaments. It's what we have observed from all the nations. They're really just adding more power to Mobile Legends as well. So yeah, make sure you guys do that, and especially we'll be seeing you, of course, in the Rift later on. I mean, sorry, the Rift, but yeah,
Ew, no.
the land of dawn.
No.
Sorry, guys. Huge mistake.
No.
But yeah, we are gonna be here in the land of dawn, which, yeah, just typical MBB routine right here, and we're just doing a lot of those normal MLBB stuff, just going in for the farm, and yeah, I mean, talking about the team comp right here, I'm really gonna go with Waldo Astoria. There's a lot of the damage coming in while also having the tankiness. While for NH collection, they do also have that damage from the Mia, and the Yin could be going in to isolate those fights. The Zilong could be helping in the fight, or maybe split pushing. But the Vexana could also add that damage in a safer distance.
Yeah, so kind of worried actually of all of our story. There's like way too many tanks on this team, but of course, let's just see how Waldorf Astoria will make this work, and definitely NH Collection. I think I'm leaning a little bit onto their side, especially since I can see the Mia, the Vexana, and then of course the Zilong for that push as well. Let's just see because right now we're just seeing these two teams. They're kind of poking at each other. Oh, the flash was already
Oh,
used and gold lane. Oh, we already see a first blood, and I
Joy
think we're
still
gonna be
on the
seeing
move,
Tigreal going down as well.
chasing Teddy down, and he's just low on health, and he gets taken down. That's gonna be a double kill right there. Lache could be looking to assassinate our Joy right here, but Harith, on the other hand, would be protecting him and would be going safely back into the farm.
Yeah, I think Lache kind of they cut their losses there. They know that there's a lot of people, especially in the side of Waldorf Astoria, that's kind of lingering around and could potentially be backup if ever he goes in for that engage. But of course, Lache, they just went in to protect their tower, and we're already seeing an ultimate being used by Lache here.
Yep, the Yin here is still trying to fight back, but he gets out, manages to keep himself alive. But the trickle here, already being initiated by Waldorf Astoria, while NH Collective is still busy with their approach. But yeah, we could be getting our first turtle on the side of Waldorf Astoria with no struggle really. But for now, looking at the top part as well, Umbre could be trying to get a steal of that one. Goes in for the charge and damage, following up, taking the two of them down. Chasing the third one right here, Sasa could be left alive. Walks out the ultimate right here, and he makes himself he keeps himself alive and still buys more time for the rest of any collection to go for a comeback later on.
I love what Waldorf Astoria is doing. It's 4-0 on the scoreboard already. And with that, I think this is probably because the Mia is quite a late game hero. But we can see there's a lot of things happening in the golden. I think they're gonna be starting an engagement.
Lashe being taken down once again as he tries to take the crab. Now chasing Garena Grace down, just low on health, just a little bit more before he gets taken down. The Valir, on the other hand, could be taking him down, and that's just gonna be it. Still, they're chasing him once again, and Urdre gets another kill. Now onto the bot lane, and here they could be going in for a push and securing the first tower.
Yes, and what Waldorf Astoria could be doing is they have to ride on this snowball. They cannot allow Rena Grace 18 to go ahead and get their items in the bag and potentially turn this game around. But just taking a look at the map, actually, I think everyone was kind of just at their, they're just minding their own business, basically, especially in the EXP lane. All the action is down here in the gold lane, and that's to no surprise because that's where all the action is gonna be. Especially with the Mia, what Waldorf Astoria can do and is doing right actually is delaying their farm, and I saw the recall thought, but yeah, in the mid lane.
Ooh, another fight happening. Imagine taking him down. Now they're just diving in the middle turret. Could be getting the third one, but Lashe will keep themselves out a little bit of that distance. They do have Tigreal ult being popped. But I think that's not. That really doesn't benefit a kill from them, especially that Rena Grace was also a little bit far. Oh, actually, he's chasing him down. Basket could be taken. Could be taking a kill right here. Imagine still trying to rescue his teammates. Could be looking to isolate the fight. Oh, there we have Lashe. Yes, he finds one going in for the damages, connecting once again. Imagine just trying to get the distance and applying those damage, and he could actually
Oh,
take him down. But the Erdre will take another turtle. Basket slaying one of them down, and they could be looking for a dive right here at the bot side.
yeah, and if you saw a while ago where Lachi was being sandwiched by four players from Waldorf Astoria, and it's the absolute worst position to be in. And using that ult could have saved them, could have given time for any collection to. Whoa,
Okay.
Vexana suddenly died somewhere out there. But yeah, basically, Lachi tried to buy time, but I think NH Collection just couldn't kind of catch up on time. But, in the EXP lane, however, there's a potential 2 versus 2, but I think nothing's gonna come out of it. Just as usual. It's quite unremarkable in the EXP lane, especially. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on to the mid game really soon. We're actually 6 minutes into our first match, and there's a lot of exciting moments already, especially for Waldorf Astoria. They're doing really well.
Basket going in for the ultimate. The damage is connecting, and he gets another kill down. While our Tigreal right here is too late as he tries to chase him down, and that would not just make it for now. And nope, actually, right here, Zilong could be going in for the damage, but it's not. It's not enough. It is just
Uh
not enough. He's just gonna be asking for some help right here for Lashe, and there we
oh.
have it. Then the ult will be popped out. On the other hand, our Zilong just waiting outside the arena to at least help them. But it does look like Lashe is still not finding a kill. That one goes for the flip. The damage just
No.
needs more. but actually he makes himself alive. And it's while that was happening on the bot side, there's just gonna be a double kill onto our Joy right here.
There's a lot of things that just happened. There was a 2 versus 1 in the EXP lane, and Waldorf Astoria had so much sustain that not even two players. Oh, there's something happening in the river.
Whoa, basket going in for another. Urdre finding another one was
Oh,
as well. While the Vixana ultimate tries to get the damage down, but you know it will not really take a lot of that. Lachi on the other hand, still just trying to wait to maybe at least get a steal on the turtle. And yeah, while they're at it, oh, he will not be risking that one. Imagine will be taking it down, but in a surprising turn of events, Lache actually tries to go aggressive on this one. The damage really isn't just enough, and Erdre will be taking a free kill in this point.
yeah. I mean, Lache just was not in a good position once again, finding themselves in the wrong place at the wrong time top lane.
Oop, another damage goes for the flip, but it wasn't enough. And Ordre is just taking these free kills left to right. And they could be looking for a possible engagement right here in the middle. And they're just applying those damages down one by one, even in the face of the
Ooh.
turret. What happened? Mystic Lord. What? I think they were really too
Oh
complacent
no.
with that one. But while it was happening, Busket would be looking to claim the third one, but he will make himself alive. And yeah, he will have a chance to fight another day.
I think I'm gonna guess what happened with Waldorf Astoria in the mid lane there. The very risky tower dive. Mystic Lord was kind of buying time for Basket to kind of catch up, but I think it obviously didn't work out. Basket was kind of too late at that point. But Sandwich?
Teddy, Teddy, no, Teddy, you will be taken
Shredder?
down. Cheddar.
Shredder? Shredder? There are three people from NH Collection going in for the gold lane, and they're very far in the gold lead. So I don't know if this is gonna end well.
Another order is just really taking these kills as well as Buzzget, and yeah, I mean, it's a really a big it could be a landslide, you know, a victory right here for the side of Waldorf Astoria. I mean, you know, really, I was just predicting based on their team comp, and you know, the way they played as well. They were really just active, on the map.
Yeah, and I really love the map awareness of Waldorf Astoria, and I think I can feel there's a lot of chemistry, a lot of communication with their team as well. And NH Collection just happens to kind of be in the wrong place at the wrong time, especially Lache. Always in the wrong move. But over here at the EXP lane, at the top lane rather, there's four members of NH Collection. But look at the level, the EXP difference. Do you think something's gonna happen?
That was just a double,
Wow.
a triple. Imagine taking one down, Mystic Lord finding one, and it's just gonna be a triple kill for Erdre as they push towards the top part of the map. We're still gonna be waiting for that blast, but yeah, I
Oh.
mean, it's still 10 minutes into the game, and we could probably be seeing an end to this one. Oh, they actually ran out of minions, so I think they're just gonna go in for the middle lane.
Yeah, I mean, if you saw the previous engagement, it was so one-sided. If you ever sliced into soft butter, that's kind of what the HP bar of NH Collection looked like. And I think they're gonna be trying for another engagement again.
Ordre trying to fight back as well. The Yin and takes another one with a legendary. Imagine also doing his work right here. Mystic Lord finding another, finding two, and they could be looking for an end right here. They're just really spamming the recall buttons. And yeah, I think it's just gonna be up to Sasa 01 as he tries to fight this. And you know, I think it's guys, it's just not enough.
Yeah, it's definitely not enough. I mean, looking at Urdre is level 15, and there are people on NH Collection that were like level 9, level 10. How can you fight back like that? I mean, okay, we can see NH Collection, they definitely respawn once again, but there's still three players from Wall of Astoria pushing back the minions, trying not to let NH Collection breathe, and that's exactly what's happening. I mean, I think Waldorf Astoria, they definitely know not to overstep. especially since their damage dealers are down. But Basket is gonna be up in the game once again, and I think we're gonna be seeing an end really soon.
Actually, I think in H collection, if they just really keep their spacing right here, if they don't overextend, they could still wait out later on. But I think
Oh,
Wait, I think he actually he manages to keep himself alive. But yeah, I mean, just by that, no, actually it was a duel. They didn't see the map, but yeah, Sasa would take the kill down. They could be looking for a comeback right here, but they're just chasing them one by one. Urdre finding
ooh.
one down with Sasa being eliminated, to be followed by our Beleric finding one, Basket finding the third one. It's just gonna be a 2v2 right here as they try to take down the crystal, and another one down, and the last member down, and it's just gonna be a game one going to Waldorf Astoria.
And looking at the respawn time, there's definitely nothing NH Collection can do in the last few seconds. And so with that, the first game for tonight will go to Waldorf Astoria. Congratulations for a snowball, a landslide win, and well, that was the best of three. So we'll be seeing a second game and potentially a third game if ever NH Collection gets the second game. But for now, I think Mike, we will be going on to we'll be moving on to a short break real quick before we go to the next game. So for those of you tuning in, thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you soon.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their girls with their nails done now.
We are back immediately in the banning and the picking phase once again. This is Ooredoo Nation's Inter Resort Championship 2025, and we are your casters. My name is Annie, and Mike is with me. And I kind of just like got a little bit of a backstory in this tournament, and basically these are like like obviously from resorts. These are staff from resorts, and of course they're casual players. So I think that's the reason why we're seeing these really interesting picks, and coming from like casters that kind of cast pro scenes. This is really. I think this is gonna be really fun, Mike. What do you think?
I mean, for now, it was still really a fun game, but yeah, I mean, still we're back into it, and still it's game two. They still have a chance right here, but they will be banning onto the Joy and the Fanny. I think they've learned their lesson. Hanzo from Waldorf Astoria will be banned as well against NH Collection of Maldives. But yeah, definitely for now, we're still waiting on these last few bans just to finally wait and look at the picks to be revealed later on. But yeah, Hayabusa would ban followed by Saber. Okay, makes sense.
Lots of assassins. I don't people are so scared of assassins, but that's what you should worry about in the early game. In the late game, you gotta be worried about the marksman. And speaking of which, we'll already see a Hanabi on the side of NH Collection, and I believe they had a Mia in the previous game. So having a Hanabi with a different skill set, a different passive as well, I think that's gonna help a lot with the durability, especially with the shield on their spell. But going on to the side of Waldorf Astoria, we're gonna be seeing a Suyu and a Nana. So, okay, I don't know if the Nana was like a hover pick, but if we're gonna see a Nana later on, that would be pretty cool.
I think they were showing their skins actually. And
Okay.
I understand that, but okay, Asuyu and the Lucas are pretty much a common picks as well. And they do have a chip unlocked, so they could look for a pick onto that chip, or maybe not. I'm still waiting on these picks. But yeah, Hanabi Harley. Okay.
Okay. Okay, that's a Harley. That's a lot of magic damage on NH Collection so far. So I'll expect their next pick, the second picking phase, has to be more on the sustain and as well as the physical attack. But yeah, we're seeing a Eudora and Walpus. So there's a lot of squishies on the side of an niche collection, so they gotta look out for that Eudora and try not to get caught up in their combo. But yeah, the Lucas and the Suyu, there's a lot of damage there as well, so you know what? We're seeing actually the ban on Waldorf Astoria, they banned the Tiger. I think this was pretty annoying for the side of NH collection. They answer back with a Belleric. I think this is kind of getting petty, guys.
I mean, banning these picks from the players in the last game pretty much makes sense as well. But yeah, we're gonna be looking onto that final ban as well. And yeah, we're waiting for the last ban for the side of NH Collection. We could be just waiting actually. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Lancelot. What? Okay. Okay. I think.
You gotta think like a casual Mike. Don't think of this as like a pro scene.
I mean, okay, they're having fun, yeah, but like Harriet, I mean, they could be having fun, but Waldorf Astoria, it does look like they're not gonna be looking for that route. They're gonna be looking for a fast end, I guess. But yeah, I mean, a Hanabi, we have the Harley, the Nana, the Kacha, and a Zilong. While right here, oh, Minotaur, okay, it's been so
Oh,
long
I
since
love the
I've seen.
Naruto Sasuke.
Okay.
Yo, I love that. I love that so much. I know we're just having fun as well, guys. But looking at their picks, I mean they're pretty well rounded on both sides, and so with that, I think it's really all gonna be about who gets the snowball in the first part of the game because there's actually once again it's kind of like a casual picks. We have the sustain and the crowd control on both sides, so I think both of these teams have a pretty equal amount of chance to kind of win this game just on the picks alone. But really love the Naruto and the Sasuke. I can't take my eyes off of it.
But yeah, definitely we're gonna be heading on to the land of dawn. later on. And yeah, I mean, right here, we could be possibly looking for another Swift end right here for Waldorf Astoria, unless the last game actually, I forgot who played Vexana, but she had that she had the chance to actually turn it around, but the gap against Waldorf Astoria was just too big, which is why it wasn't. They really needed more time into also farming the minions that will be reaching their base. But yeah, I mean it's already game two. They're gonna be having they have a chance right here to take it back away from Waldorf Astoria, unless Waldorf would end this as soon as possible.
Yeah, and that was like basically Waldorf Astoria's strategy in the previous game. I don't know if they did it on purpose or not, but the snowball really helped out. And they didn't allow the Mia to farm, but in the mid lane Renegades almost gets picked off. There were three people from the side of Waldorf Astoria, but I think their real goal is the gold lane.
Buzzkit also getting that damage in, but to the rescue, Mystic Lord tries to get the damage down. Japheth could be looking for a flip, and he does, and
Ooh.
actually could be looking for the first blood. He still is alive. Flickers out of the fight, and he is alive. Teddy Chede being chased down, but Lashe also trying to get the damage in, and the first blood.
Oh.
Go to their side. Energy Collection has the chance, while Arsuyo also gets one to actually answer that one.
I love the Susano overextending, but manages to get away with their lives. So that's a good risk to take. And they even didn't lose their lives in the process. Like, especially since they overextended quite a bit. But in mid lane,
Oh, there we have it. The damage connecting once again. Japheth could be taken down. Imagine finds one. And they could be looking for another right here. Imagine still alive, but it will of course be taken out by Lashe. And I think we have our possible candidate of a comeback later on. But yeah, the turtle will be started from the side of Waldorf
oh,
Astoria. Going in for the knockup. Pomelo connects the dots right here with that damage and the rest of the team, but they would be prioritizing the turtle. Oop, actually, Teddy would be taking one down from the side of Waldorf Astoria. They're just chasing them down. Order on the other hand goes for the damage as well, but they would be prioritizing the turtle.
yep, NHL. Oh my gosh. I'm not. I was kind of nervous for Lachi. It's a good thing Waldorf Astoria prioritized getting that turtle, and there was a chance that Lachi could have gone out at the right timing and potentially like um stolen the turtle, but of course that didn't quite happen. But of course, Waldorf Astoria, they're doing quite well so far. But NH Collection, they have the scoreboard advantage. On the gold lead, however, it's still on the side of Waldorf Astoria. I think they have more of the objectives on their side. But in the gold lane, I think it's gonna be messy, especially Hanabi.
There we have it. And imagine taking one down. Could be looking for a second right here, but Chade will be moving far away. And, Pumelo on the other hand, just waiting for the right opportunity to go in for the knockup as well. Lashe getting in. The knockup connects. Finds two. Imagine will claim those skills down. Looking for another knockup from Pumelo. And the damage, wasn't enough just yet for Chade. So, yeah, definitely you'll be back into the game.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of nervous. It was a nail biter in the gold lane, but yeah, Baldur's Astoria manages to tip the scales in their favor in terms of the scoreboard. It's 3-5 right now, but in the middle lane, I think Teddy's in trouble.
Oh, there we have it. Oh,
No, not
just
really.
just a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, Gatot Gacha has a lot of sustain, so they weren't really in trouble. But I don't know. I wasn't sure if Lache would go in, but yeah, gold lane.
Buzzkip taking one down, and the ultimate being popped up as well. Lache could be taken out of the equation as well. Imagine also find that kill, and the Gacha goes in for the surprise. Urdre will go out of the fight. Pomelo will suffer the consequences, while Urdre would be looking to invade their farms right here.
Now, Basket chose the Harith still. That's pretty much the same as last game, but the difference is that Basket couldn't kind of snowball, but Turtle, no.
Yep, Turtle would be started right here. Teddy would be moving out. Sasa also trying to get that damage in, but nope. Ordre will end him, and another turtle going on to the side of Waldorf Astoria, and they're chasing Rena down just a little bit more. Oop, the banana
Oh,
passive activates, but Ordre will
oh
be
no.
charging into it. Lashe also claiming and punishing him for that mistake, while Mystic Lord also tries to steal the one, and they could be looking for a possible steal onto the purple buff. The ultimate being popped up as well, but it will not be enough. They got Kacha coming in for the rescue, just to secure this purple buff. But yeah, the knockup's just connecting, but the damage, the kill will not find one just yet.
Waldorf Astoria attempting to invade that jungle, and it's a good thing NH Collections. Who was that? That was Teddy. Defended that blue buff, and that would have been really good for the side of NH Collection. They need as much resources as possible, but all the while in the mid lane, it's a little bit messy. I think Lache can get away from this. It's a 4 versus 1, but Lache, it looks like Waldorf Astoria won't be overextending this time. But Ordre definitely has that mid lane, but in the gold lane, however.
Oh, there you have it. They're chasing them down. Sasa also being taken out. Basket taking that kill. Order to be followed as well as Lashe will be eliminated. The damage is connecting. Mystic Lord finds Turtle down. And now they have full control over to the bot side, and they could be looking for a second turret.
I love the Naruto skin so much. I mean, the QB mode and the Susano is just amazing. I really love their skins. But in the mid lane, Renegrace is so sadly needs to defend that mid lane turret because I think in terms of objectives, Waldorf Astoria definitely has a bit more advantage, but I think Teddy is gonna be going in for the set. But look at the backup. Unfortunately, I don't think it's there on time.
Imagine goes in for the double kill. Lashe also finding that one just to answer back, but the damage is just too much. Mystic Lord finds him down. They're chasing them down low on health. Goes for the triple kill. Our Lucas Mystic Lord. And yeah, they would be looking for a possible push unless, I mean, we have the Zilong on the bot side. We have the only one minion standing in his way. So yeah, he would be able to protect his turret. But the recalls are also being spammed out as well. So yeah, we'd be looking for a possible push right here onto the top as well. And no NH collection players are trying to respond to that area. So that's just
Oh.
unfortunate. But Japheth would be taken out, assassinated. And yeah, Lache also trying to fight back, but he realizes it's just too much and he has to move back. Urdre under the hand goes in for the damage, but it is not enough. Bot turret on the other hand will be taken out, but the ultimate Minotaur also finding it, finding a lot of those assists as well as Urdre will find two. Mystic Lord getting that monster kill as well, and yeah, they're just spamming it out once again, and yeah, I mean we're back into the game.
Yeah. And Waldorf Astoria, taking a look at the level difference between Waldorf Astoria and NH Collection, we're seeing a repeat of the previous game. And unfortunately, what NH Collection can do right now is kind of hog their base, and Japheth can't even defend their lane. I mean, that's how hard Waldorf Astoria are going right now. And NH Collection, they have the tower hug if they want to keep their base alive. But I don't think this is a. And I don't think it's happening this right now. I mean, they're getting taken down really easily. Once again, I think Waldorf Astoria just snowballed this once again.
And yeah, well, they're gonna be pushing it later on. The blasts are already used, so they could really look for a possible end right here in just a span of 9 minutes. The direct damage also getting it's slowly increasing as well, so they could possibly find a kill for that one. And the best course of action for NH collection is really just not to get out of the turret of their base, as to not get assassinated. But the Gato Kacha pops out of nowhere, uses that ultimate for zero benefit, and now here we have the Lord also being used and being initiated by Waldorf Astoria. Teddy, today, Today, don't get in today. You're gonna be eaten today, and that's just gonna be it. Imagine they would be taking that food, and they would be pushing on to the mid.
I mean, I love the attempt on stealing that Madara, stealing that Lord, but and the luck wasn't on their side. Luck wasn't on Teddy's side at that point. But what Unleashed Collection has to do right now is stay alive. But Japheth tries to side lane. Whoa, will we actually get away? Nope,
No.
we will definitely not. But yeah, I love the attempt on like the side push, but it's definitely not happening. And Anish Collection, they can't afford to lose any more players since that Lord's gonna be marching in from the top lane. But Waldorf Astoria, they're not gonna be backing down.
Ooh, there we have it. Imagine taking Sasa down. The Gatotacha ultimate will be popped out. Harith ult popped out as well. And they're just going to be exchanging ults right here, the utilities, while the minions per side of Waldorf Astoria are pushing into the turret. Suyo dives in. The Minotaur ultimate
Whoa.
actually gets three of them down, but he will be taken out of custody as Urdre also finds another kill, looking for the two, looking for the
No.
three right here, and the damage isn't just enough to take Chade down, but yeah, Urdre would be pushing it and just pushing his limits. But game number two, and our winner for match number one is just gonna be Waldorf Astoria.
And
Congratulations.
I think that means that they pretty much bagged 2 out of 3 games in this best of 3. So Waldorf Astoria will be moving on to the semifinals. Congratulations. And that was a really fun first game. But we'll be having 2 more series later on. And yes, there we go. We have assets for that. Match winner is Waldorf Astoria. Congratulations. And thank you so much for NH Collections participation. It was a really good game for both of these teams. But of course, there will only be one winner. And with that, we will be moving on to a short break before we go to the next series. So thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll be seeing you in a few minutes.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I like the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now.
What is up, guys? We are now back for our second match of tonight. We have here Joali being one, and Waldorf Astoria actually moving up to our leader. The brackets a while ago. But yeah, here we have the Harith to be banned. I think they've watched the games as well, and you know what, just decided to put a stop to the Harith. And yeah, we're also waiting for the ban right here for the Waldorf Astoria. But yeah, here we are, your shitcasters. Once again, I'm Moik, and with me is Annie.
I know why they're restarting because look at the bans. They're not lined up with the assets. There were only 3 bans on each side. So yeah. The Harith ban was pretty smart. I'll tell you that. I don't know if we're still heard, but yeah, we're gonna be seeing Joali being versus Waldorf Astoria Maldives. And of course, we saw from the previous game that Harith on the hands of I forgot their name. It was like Razd. There were a bunch of Z's in their names, but yeah, Basque rather really handled that Harith well, and it's no wonder that Joali being the first ban was that Harith. And yeah, they're gonna be moving on with that, and with Basket is gonna be counter banning as well. I forgot what their ban was a while ago before. Yep, it's the Suyu. They'll be taking the Suyu off the table.
Yep, definitely taking one out, and also I think the Joali being one will be the first pick. So yeah, they're just gonna have to not give the Soyo up. And yeah, we're just gonna be waiting for the next bans, which will be happening later on. Week, just waiting for the second ban. We could be getting a ban for Hanzo. What else? Can't think of anyone.
Was the Suyu the Sasuke skin? Because why did they ban him? I wanted to see the Sasuke Naruto duo once again. I mean, just for the skin, but they were pretty good players as well. But oh yeah, once again we have the Fanny being banned and the Lucas as well on the side of Joali being. And unfortunately, we really won't be seeing a Sasuke or a Naruto on this field. But yeah, we get what we are given, and with that, we're gonna be moving on to the third ban for both of these scenes. So far, Harith being banned, Franco being banned. I guess they just don't want to deal with a Franco, always constantly hooking them and giving them that anxiety. But yeah, Jollibee, I love their bands, and Waldorf, of course, still like they really don't like assassins, and that's still since the first series.
And yeah, while we're at it right here, we're still waiting on the bans from the rest of the people, of the players. I mean, not really. We could be seeing them later on, but yeah, our first pick right here for Joali being one. It's gonna be possibly Hayabusa.
Lock in.
I think. Yep,
Yep.
definitely. We're gonna waiting for that. The two picks right here for Waldorf Astoria, which is Belleric. Yep, they brought the Belleric from game number one, and
Ooh,
pair
that's
that
good.
up with, I'm guessing.
You can't guess because they used Harith both times,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
not
yeah.
sure who.
Oh wait,
Hmm.
a Joy, possibly a Joy. If they
Okay.
want to secure that. Oh my God,
Wait.
they're taking too long.
Come on. I'm actually
They're pulling
I'm
back,
actually
guys.
curious. Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
wait,
I don't like
who's
this.
that? Who's that, Annie? Who's
I
that?
don't like this. Opal and Koopa.
Oh,
Yes.
Coco
I will never. Okay, now Opal Koopa wasn't locked in, and that's a joy.
Oh,
You
okay.
were right, Mike. I'm glad you were right.
Yeah, it was a joy when I was looking at the bands, and really Buzz Waldorf Astoria really good with that Joy with Word Gray. I've seen that the past match, and yeah, they're gonna bring it out later on. I wonder how they're gonna deal that up against the Hayabusa, but the Vexana and are we really going with the Tigreal here? Possibly Gatot Kacha. We could go for Gatot Kacha. Um, I'm still waiting. Come on, guys.
I don't know if the timer is broken since the last game, but it's just not
They're
accurate.
really gonna be going with the Tigreal.
Yeah, I mean, Tigro's fine. Tigro's fine. And so far, Waldorf Astoria, we're seeing the same-ish kind of lineup for them since the previous game. But then again, once again, these are casual players, so we're not gonna be expecting like a super wide hero pool for each of these players. But yeah, we're seeing Waldorf is actually taking the Gato Catch-up for themselves. And that's paired up with the Belleric as well. So that's a lot of sustain on their side. And of course the Joy with that damage. And what's gonna matter later on is who will they be picking for their mage as well as their carry.
Yep, there we have it. Our other picks as well to be locked in later on. But yeah, we'll still be continuing for the last bans of these two teams. We have the Granger already banned a while ago, and we're gonna be waiting for the last two bans right here for Joali being one. And I think that's gonna be. Come on, guys. Let's.
Anxiety. People trying me. And come on. I mean, Granger got banned, and yeah, that's to be expected because there's no carry on both sides. I guess they're taking Popol and Koopa off the table. They saw they saw Waldorf hovering over it, and they just took it off the table just in case, just to kind of like limit their hero pool even more.
Okay. So Belleric got Gacha. I'm wondering what mage. Wait, they could actually get Azushin.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
be
true,
so happy if Azushin would be picked. Kalia being banned. I'm waiting for Azushin and a possibly Brody pick for the last two picks for Waldorf Astoria. While here for Joali being one. I don't know. Wait. They could be getting a second. Oh, we could be getting a chip. Or I'm also thinking. Hold on.
You're also thinking. Hold on, guys.
I don't
still
believe
thinking.
it. No. I'm not falling for that one. Aurora, are you sure? Get the Zushin. Pick the Zushin.
Well, that
Oh my
depends
God.
if their mid laner knows how to play Zushin.
I mean, Zushin is really strong. Oh,
Uh-oh.
wait.
Ah, they locked in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, fair pick.
Yeah, fair pick. Sicilian is it needs. I mean, Sicilian's kit needs a lot of stacking, so we're gonna expect Sicilian will be a late game mage. But it's kind of worrying, especially if
I
the
see.
carry is gonna be a late gamer as well. But yeah, I think they can work that out, especially since Waldorf pretty much proved themselves in the previous game. But yep, Joali being they're locking in with that Edith for the tankiness alongside of the Tigreal, but they still need a carry. So Raptor Lynx, actually they can pretty much everything, and they will be choosing Claude for that. I mean, they haven't locked in yet, but potentially, yep, pretty much.
Yep, a Claude.
Ooh,
Okay. Oh, Kari. Oh, alright. Okay, this kind of new. Okay.
okay.
Just not
I mean,
expecting really a lot of heroes being locked right here to be picked. I was really expecting more of a more serious picks. I think they're really going for
serious picks.
some. No, like in a way that the meta ones. Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, while we're waiting for the game, of course, like, comment, share the stream with your friends, your families. There will be more of these, but for now, we have once again our Inter-Resort Esports Championship 2025, and yeah, I mean, from subscribe as well to the channel in order to chat right here. But yeah, we're going into the land of dawn. With this is game number one for Joali being one and Waldorf Astoria.
Yep, and we're gonna be moving on to the game, and once again, not too much expectations, especially with the picking, because I think these teams they're just pretty much picking whoever they are comfortable with. Especially if you're not, in the pro scene, there's not much pressure going into their side. But yeah, just taking a look at the map, it's pretty standard. I mean, like it's really standard. So um everyone's just kind of minding their own business, farming, and I haven't seen much attempts on invading, especially at the start of the game, for both of these series that happened so far. But taking a look at the map, however, Jolie being, I think I like their map rotation a little bit more, but there's something happening in the top lane. No.
Yep. Nothing just yeah. I mean, we do have they do have the. I think that was Tigreal. I think. Oh, no. Actually, no. That was Edith. But yeah, we have here a very very tanky Edith. So yeah, they cannot be getting that kill just yet. But we could be looking for possible engagement here.
Yeah, but what I was gonna mention a while ago, I really like the carry pick, especially with the tankiness going in for Jolie being one. We have that Edith, we have the Tigreal, and I think Super 6 might be in trouble.
Oop, there we have the damages being followed up, but it will not be enough. Of Sicilian, as what you've said, has been gathering the stacks.
Yeah, he's just gathering the stacks and not much damage yet. But if Sicilian will be allowed to pretty much stack up and hit those minions, hit those enemy heroes, then it'll be a lot of trouble later on. But right now, mid lane,
Oop, there it goes. The turtle already being spawned. The damage being transferred once again, but they're being just careful right here, so they will not be engaging just yet.
yeah, and yeah, in the turtle, I think there's gonna be a bit of a turtle dance. Not sure if Jolie Being will be jumping in and taking this team fight, but right now it's Waldorf that has the turtle. Will there be a steal? That'll be the question.
Raptor Lynx would be taking the first turtle, first blood going for
Ooh.
Joali being as now Edith already gets a kill, gets double. Could be looking for the triple right here as he Ibu would be taking it down.
And I love what Gomek did a while ago with the Tigreals. I believe that was the second skill of Gomek of Tigreal. Pretty much stunned two or three players from Waldorf Astoria. And one of them, I forgot who, one of them managed to get away with the flash, with a dash. And so with that they expended their spell, and that really helped out against Waldorf Astoria. But I think Super 6 kind of caught themselves at the wrong place at the wrong time. Yep, did not had a chance 3 versus 1 with Sicilian coming in for backup. I really love Waldorf Astoria here, but I think the mid lane we're gonna be seeing a repeat of that. Raptor Lynx finding themselves in the wrong sandwich. And all the while in the gold lane as well. Lots of what's happening in this map, but it's pretty much equal between these two teams. It's 4-3 on the scoreboard, and in terms of goal lead, it's not that significant. But I think for this Jolie being so far their communications, their fighting style, their communications, and their team chemistry is really good. So I'm gonna be keeping an eye out for this team.
Yep, there you have it. The
Oh,
Hayabusa go in for the engagement, but pops out his ultimate just right in time as Ibo will deal the final blow. Cecilia, on the other hand, will be
oh,
chasing them down. The damage will not be enough just yet, but they are taking two of them down. The Joy is too powerful, going in for the triple kill right here. But Mystic Lord will finally get the will deal the killing blow for that one, but he was just gonna be caught off guard right there for three enemies, including the ultimate from the Vixana. And yeah, that would be it. But while that was happening, Ordre actually stole their ball.
wow. That was actually pretty amazing. Ordris really has those moves. But a 3-2 on the trade for that last engagement. I think these two teams are pretty equal, especially in terms of skills, in terms of teamwork as well. But I think we're gonna be seeing a, a turtle dance in the bottom part of this river.
Raptor Lynx gets another,
Ooh.
and now Erne will go for a kill, chasing Claude down, and Gomik also putting an end to him with that ultimate being popped out as well. But while this was happening, it does look like Joali being one are looking kind of good right here for their team as they're getting a lot of those damages in against Waldorf Astoria.
Yep, I love the discipline coming in from Jolie being. I mean, they don't overextend. We actually see more of the overextending on the side of Waldorf Astoria, and it works out sometimes. But sometimes it pays to kind of be safe a lot. So that's what pretty much Jolie being is doing. They're kind of playing the long game, just playing safe. They're farming a lot, and despite their lineup not really leaning on to the side of like the late games, unless we're talking about Claude, which is a carry. But yeah, Wall of Astoria definitely needs to farm a lot, and they have to kind of play it safe. um Definitely the Sicilian can't like snowball, but they need to stack. But
Oh,
Golden.
go again. And now Asi will find one, finds two. And now they're gonna be pushing this one to the bot side. Well, imagine just arrived. But yeah, he will be dealing a lot of that damage, but it will not be enough just yet. They're to be taken down from the side of Waldorf Astoria, and they could be eliminated right here if not careful.
Yeah, and this is when I'm talking about Joel being playing it safe. I think they could have taken that fight against Imagine, but they didn't. But in the mid lane,
Oh, there we have it. Another
oh,
engagement coming right in. The damage is being connected as well with Gacha. I don't know, actually, going in for the fight. But yeah, Buzzget will get one. He'll be getting two of them down, but he just makes it out of alive. And still with a flare. And, still makes it out alive. And, just trying their best right here to get a lot of those pushes in. But while the turtle has already spawned and they could be going for the side of Waldorf Astoria unless Asi would be able to put a stop to this and go for the steal.
and I don't think Asi will be taking that risk. I mean, they could, especially since Claude is a pretty mobile hero, but Asi chose not to. But a while ago, I mean, like Asi tank clear, kind of like with how Gomek played out. I mean, they could have set really well, but unfortunately that didn't happen. 3 versus 1 in the mid lane. Of course, Imagine did not stand a chance. But going back to what I said, I mean, like Gomek could have set like two, but Pomelo had a really good set, but couldn't manage to have their team kind of follow up. And yeah, Pomelo, just talking about that. I mean, the follow up from the side of Oliver Story, they kind of left Pomelo alone a lot, and which is really a shame because Pomelo catches a lot of plays from the side of Jolie being a lot like with their ultimate, and it would have been a really good set, but unfortunately the follow up just wasn't there.
Yep, going in for the damage, or they gets another one down. and they could be possibly looking for their first ban for
Ooh.
game number two. But yeah, while that was happening, he actually got caught and go for the knockup.
Yeah. And I think there's something Waldorf Astoria is actually like pretty much invading the jungle of Jolie being, and that's just putting a lot of pressure in, especially in terms of map control. Waldorf Astoria, although they are 5 kills behind compared to Joali being, they still have a lot of their objectives on their side. But Joali being, yeah, they pushed the minions back against Waldorf Astoria. They also took a lot of turrets. I mean, two in fact. But Waldorf Astoria, I think they have the map control for now, and then they're hovering around in the river. I think there's something happening potentially in the gold lane. Gomek probably gets away, but VL jumps in.
Raptor Lynx goes in for that ultimate still. Imagine is actually still alive. But right here, ADF could be going in for the charge as well. The knockup being followed
Ooh.
up. The Claude ultimate as well, Lassie. And now Super 6 claiming them down one by one. They're falling down. And that was just a wipeout triple kill actually for Ase. And the middle third will be pushed while the Lord will be taken from here on out.
It was actually crazy how pretty much actually look, it's actually a full wipeout against Waldorf Astoria, and I really loved how Joali being pretty much set the stage for Raptor Lynx to kind of go ahead and put that ultimate and pretty much take down everyone from Waldorf Astoria, and that's on the teamwork on the side of Jolie being. And right now they're gonna be reaping the rewards. They have taken the Madara, and Waldorf Astoria, they have to stay in their base. And for the first time in this tournament, we're gonna be seeing Waldorf Astoria attempting to defend their base. But yeah, this is something that we're gonna be looking forward to. We are 10 minutes into the game, 19-10 on the scoreboard. Jolie being having the favor of pretty much destiny in this field. But yeah, Madara will be marching up to the mid lane. Let's see how Waldorf Astoria will respond to that.
And yeah, well, they're gonna be pushing right here. Waldorf will be trying to get the damage from the Lord as much as they can, so that they can really just minimize the damage that will be done later on. But um, Beleric also being popped out as well. The ultimate, but Kacha goes in for the rescue. The damage is being exchanged, but the Asi just right behind them.
Ooh.
The damage will not be enough though. But Super 6 just chasing them down one by one. He's low in health, but still manages to take Ordre's health very low, and just one more hit. Super 6 could be taken out, but he still manages to keep himself alive.
Man, I was really, really nervous for Asi there. I mean, Jolie B didn't manage to set the stage for them, but Asi flanked Waldorf Astoria and attempted to kind of put a lot of damage. I mean, they kind of succeeded a little bit. Pomelo and Imagine are gone from the picture, but still, it was quite risky, and it's a good thing Asi managed to get away with their lives, and quite low on health actually. They had to go back into the base and heal up. But yeah, Jolie being, they still have the advantage in terms of gold, in terms of map control, in terms of objectives as well. But I don't like where Asi is. This is potentially a 4 versus 1.
And yeah, they're chasing them down, low on health. Ash
Oh.
still manages to keep himself alive. But yeah, he's just gonna be caught in a sandwich right here, and he gets taken down. A shutdown going for Andre. Or Ordre, rather.
Yeah, and I mean, Asi. Speaking of which, Raptor Lynx finds himself in the wrong place as well, in the wrong sandwich, and Super 6 as well. I think Waldorf Astoria is pretty much just trying to punish everyone, doing side pushes. And Super 6 has a lot of sustain. You can see Doa actually attempting to, should I go in? And then backing away like, nah, we don't have a chance at this. So Jolie being right now, they're getting picked off one by one. And this is like a pretty much a divide and conquer kind of thing. Waldorf Astoria, they're smart for going together, especially since Jolie being has the goal advantage. So they have to band together and try not to get picked off. And it's working out. Jolie being is slowly getting pushed back into their base. And you know what? Let's see if something will happen. We have a set from Gomik, and let's see if there'll be a follow up.
Yep, there we have it. Killing spree right here for that's Ibu. Yep, that's Ibu. But yeah, definitely they have the chance to fight this one out, especially they're currently on the lead. Um,
Ooh.
what the others are doing right here, Ordre are just trying to really just trying to minimize that damage from Joali being so that they can have the chance to turn this one around later on. But yeah, they're chasing him down.
Oh,
Mystic Lord manages to keep himself alive and runs outside and safe into the base, while Joali being could be getting their Lord right here.
buff. Yep, Asi was trying to steal that blue buff from Waldorf Astoria and gets picked off in the process. And so Jolie being, I mean, they were pretty good, but I think Waldorf Astoria manages to like find out like a good strategy to go against them. But we see a set. Let's see if there's a follow up.
Raptor Lynx gets one down. The knockoff takes three. Ibu connecting that dots and goes for the mega kill until Ordre ends him. And now they have the chance to turn this one around. They have one member right here that's gonna be Raptor Lynx trying to stop them while they will be taking the turrets. Though the blast from the middle turret would be activated in just a few, but
Ooh.
still they're really chasing him down just to get the damage in. But the Lord just in time to stop their attack and could be heading on to I think he's heading on to the top lane.
I love the timing of the Madara coming in to save the base. And that really worked out for Jolie being. It's a good thing they thought about the objectives. But right now, Waldorf Astoria, they have the cards on their side. But they have to worry about the Lord at the top lane. I mean, Carrie is also there to kind of solve that problem, but all the while, it gives breathing room for Jolie being. I mean, they have the chance to kind of push the lanes back. They have the chance to get those minions in and put it up against Wall of Astoria. But a while ago, Jolie being made like two mistakes in a row. They managed to get picked off and they almost lost their base. It's a good thing that Madara was on their side, but on the buff,
Oh, there you have it. The damage be connected. The Celion also, the damage will not be enough, but Asi would be taking him down, goes for the double, could be looking for the triple right here. Basket, nowhere to run, would have to move back, and we could possibly be seeing an end ready for Joali being just waiting for those minions, which actually they're just heading towards the top part of the map. And yeah, Asi will find one, just looking for more, and it actually just leaves that hole on the top side of the map. They could be looking for possible end.
ooh. Ooh, yep, I think there's a possible end. The basket gets pushed back but manages to get to the fountain in time. But I think Waldorf Astoria, I don't know if they can still defend this, but slowly but surely Jolie Being's minions are running out. And almost a wipeout with Raptor Lynx still alive. I mean, Waldorf Astoria, they have a chance to kind of turn this one around if they push back the minions, but let's see if that will happen. I mean, mid lane, I think they still have minions. They can get this mid turret, but slowly but surely, Jolie being they will be spawning in a couple of seconds, or they did taken down by
Hooray!
Raptor Lynx.
What
Let's
was
see
that?
if they can they can end this. I mean,
Wait,
I don't know if they can
actually,
end this, but there's possibility. Oh,
really?
oh,
Oh, just a
oh,
little
now,
bit more. More. They're gonna be
oh
taking him
man.
down. Minions. They run out of minions. Guys, you run out of minions. It's gonna be
Oh,
a race. Unless, I mean, not really a race since
oh,
no one is pushing for their side. But I think they're just racing right here. They could be looking for possible end. The minions, however, from the side of Joali being are almost empty on the base. They just need more, just a little bit more. Oh, actually, two of those minions are safe, so they really could push this one out and end the game while waiting for Orde to
oh.
respawn and he is alive. But will the damage be enough? I think it will not. A little bit more, and it's
Oh,
one will take game number one.
oh my gosh. You saw a while ago Jolie Being's base was so low in health. That was a clutch defense, and all the while Jolie Being manages to turn the tides around against Waldorf, and Jolie Being gets this first game again, up in this best of three. And so with that, that was our first game for our second series. We'll be moving on to the second game, see if Waldorf will be pushing this to a third game, or will Jolie being one move on to the next part of this tournament. So with that, we're gonna be taking on a short break. So for those of you tuning in, thank you so much, but we'll be back in a few minutes.
I think the girls with their nails done now.
And we're not wasting any more time. We'll be moving on to the second game. We're already in the drafting phase with Waldorf Astoria Maldives against Joali being Team 1. Once again, we are your casters. My name is Annie and Mike is with me. Mike, what did you think about the first game?
Thanks so much for the ending, and yes, we are now back into the game. Oh, there we have it. Joy being banned once and for all. Putting a stop to that, and we could be looking for the previous bans from Joali being to be repeated right here, just to really minimize the chances for Waldorf Astoria to win game number 2 and could possibly lead to game number 3, and they really just want to get straight into the third match.
Yeah, and actually, there's a lot of respect bans coming in for both sides. So that's Joy against Waldorf, and Jolie being they're I forgot, is this Hayabusa? This is Hayabusa and Claude being banned, and the Harith is. They haven't forgotten about the Harith. Jolie being definitely did not forget about the Harith of Basket. And I think that was pretty much something that kind of tipped the scales over to the favor of Jolie being taking away Harith from Basket kind of like made Waldorf Astoria Maldives lives a little bit harder. But of course, Waldorf, I think they really don't like Fanny. They ban Fanny every single time.
And yeah, while we're at it, Lucas will be banned as well. Completing these bans, we have the Fanny, we have the Claude, we have the Hayabusa, Suyo to be picked for Waldorf Astoria. Another familiar pick for the team in carrying these games. Or they could be looking for a possible winner here. But yeah, we're gonna be waiting for the next two picks from the side of Joali being one.
Yeah, and since Claude is off the table, I wonder who Asi is gonna choose. And Gomek, of course, their Tigreal is still open, so I'm gonna see if they're gonna be using the same lineup. But I kinda liked Asi's performance with the Claude a while ago, but they're gonna be coming in with the Granger. Yep, they locked in with the Granger. Granger's a pretty good marksman, so I'm really excited for this. There's a lot of damage to come about, and also the Tigreal really worked out for Jolie being in the previous game. So one really good set, and with Granger coming in as backup, I think this is gonna work out for them, depending on how they'll execute their plans. But yeah, on the side of Waldorf Astoria, they'll be getting the Alpha on their side. Very, very pretty skin, by the way. I hope the Ordre will be using the, I believe that was Naruto, or was it the Sasuke skin, of course. I mean, this is an Irithel as well for the carry of Waldorf Astoria. We haven't seen an Irithel on their side yet, so I'm kind of excited. Yeah, and we have Vexana once again for Jolie being it's pretty good. Tigreal to set, and then Vexana for the ultimate. Lots of damage coming in.
Yeah, and I think right here, the Earthel pick from the side of Waldorf Astoria is a response to the Granger pick from Joali being one, and that's always that's usually the case for these games. Whenever a Granger is picked, the best way to try to counter that is an Irithel, especially with the damage while and the mobility. It really helps Irithel with that fight against the Granger. But yeah, here we have Edith to be banned as well, while Leah, again, Talia, Lucas, Harith, and Joy banned. On the side of Dual being one. And yeah, Waldorf Astoria also banning these picks that were beneficial to Joali being one in game number 1.
Yep, and Valir will be banned, of course, because Valir is pretty much a direct counter pick against the Tigreal. They definitely don't want to risk like tipping over their full lineup. But yeah, the Hansu as well on the side of Waldorf Astoria Maldives. They'll be taking that off the table, as well as the Edith. That's also another respect ban. But yeah, we're gonna be moving on to the second phase of the picking. So far the lineup for both of these teams are pretty much standard. We have the Suyu, the Alpha, and the Irithel inside of Waldorf Astoria. So they'll be needing a little bit more sustain on their side. And as well as the magic, the mid laner. And Jolie being, they have their Fredrin. So they have their jungler as well. They have the carry. They have the mid laner. They have the tank as well, the roamer. So all that's left is probably their EXP laner.
And yeah, while waiting for that, we have here our Minotaur already locked in, just hovering onto that Nana, and yeah, I just really can't wait. Yeah, wait, what? What?
But wait, the Nana. There was a Nana in the previous games, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, there was. Oh yeah, I
Yeah, there
forgot.
was.
Totally forgot. I don't
You
remember the
forgot.
hovering one, but yeah, we have here. I think that was Drizla as well. Completing the picks for Joali being one.
Sasuke! I'm gonna be really excited for this game, especially with the Susano of the Ultimate of Suyu. But yeah, pretty good picks for both sides, and I'm really excited because it's quite the lineups are pretty balanced, and so there's not a lot of anxiety to go about. But in the previous game, we saw Jolie being and Waldorf. They're actually like I mean, the it was a pretty standard ranked game, pretty much. The scales could tip at any time, and one mistake could cost the whole game. So, Waldorf almost won, especially since the base of Jolly Being was very, very close to being destroyed. But in the end, like just a couple of seconds difference, Jolie Being managed to turn the tides around. So with that, I don't think I have a lot of like I don't think I have like expectations as to who will win for the second game because it was a really close game in the first game. So right now I'm just really excited to see who's gonna end up winning. Will we be seeing Jolie Being take this series as a sweep, or will Waldorf Astoria push this to a game number three?
And yeah, we're gonna be looking at here into this game once again. Joali being still, just it's just usual MLBB routine right here. They are actually expanding their control in the map right here, though. So, I think they're trying to capitalize on that one. Basket on the other hand, trying also to farm and just playing it safely.
Yeah, playing it safely, and yeah, nothing really you know exciting happening usually in the early game. In the early game with the series so far, there's no invade, there's no like hanging up on one player. But yeah, we're looking at the jungle of Jollibee.
They're trying to invade and take Erdre down, but he was still pretty much alive. To be followed and rescued by the rest of his teammates. Pomelo just one more hit before he gets taken down. The first blood almost going to Joali being one. Imagine, however, will suffer those bullets from Asi, and yeah, they'll be moving back pretty much safe for now.
Yeah, imagine triggered their passive. So actually, Joel being almost has a lot of almost kills, almost first bloods, but almost is never enough, guys. Mid lane. Oh no.
Yep, there we have it. Oh, the damage. It will not be enough to take him down. Just very, very low on health. And yeah, he would be going back to base pretty much safe.
Yeah, I mean, there was once again there was a lot of almost kills on the side of Jolie being, but Waldorf Astoria manages to get away just in time every single time. And so Ordre, they're hovering around the turtle, but is this a 3 versus 1? Getting sandwiched, lots of things happening in the jungle.
Oh, Raptor Lynx will claim the first blood. I'm now really sensing motion right here for game number two, as now Joali being one, taking two from the side of Waldorf Astoria, and also a turtle could be looking good for their team. And yeah, Mystic Lord trying to dish up damage as well, but will not be enough, and they will be prioritizing the turtle for now.
Yeah, and I love the teamwork coming in from Jolie being. I think they're gonna be taking this 4 versus 1. Mystic Lord did not stand a chance, absolutely. But yeah, Jolie being having 4 people in the turtle guarding that and securing that objective. I think they have more than just this isn't like a casual game for them. They have to win this. You can see how much they want to win this. But yeah, gold lane. Asi so far almost had those first bloods a while ago, but didn't manage to get just in time. I mean, like put on those damage against Waldorf Astoria and bag like a win just for a little bit of that goal. But All the while things were happening in the top part of the map, Asi was kind of minding their own business and mining I mean farming those minions. So that's gonna be working out for them. But in the mid lane, Erdre attempting that gank, but unfortunately Dowa will be getting away with their lives. Super 6 might be coming in for that backup. But unfortunately, Erdre will be going back to farming. Super 6 attempting to kind of disrupt the farm. A potential 2 versus 2 in the top lane, but on the good gold lane, however, nope, they're just poking each other.
Yeah, nothing just yet. But yeah, Buzzkit, again, they're just back to farming right here. I do get that Waldorf Astoria are trying their best to minimize the damage as well, and they're just really prioritizing their farm, so that later on when something happens, they have a chance to fight again. Joali being one.
Yeah, and Pomelo, they're kind of just scouting the area, trying to see if try to stop potential gas bot team fight.
Yup, there we have it. Imagine getting a kill, chasing them down. Super six
Ooh,
also very low, just depleting health as well. But double kill going to that one, taking him down while they're chasing them as well. Mystic Lord could be eliminated, but he makes it out just in time. While the rest of Joali being one are back to their farming. The turtle, however, would be going for
ooh.
Waldorf Astoria, and he would be getting another kill as well. Having the fighting chance to take this back away from Joali being one.
And we actually see the difference between the Granger and the Claude. Granger is not as mobile as Claude, and so with that, Asi couldn't get away in time. But yeah, Basket is still alive. Earthel definitely has a lot of mobility on her side, and I think both of these teams they're actually doing quite well in terms of farm. We can see that in the gold lead. There's not much difference. It's not really that significant, and everyone's kind of minding their own business at this point, kind of farming around the map. But just taking a look at the scoreboard, this is 3-4 on the kills, and once again, the goal lead isn't that kind of so like okay. We're doing it taking a look at the goal lane. I think Gomek is gonna lose their lives here.
And yeah, we do have another kill, evening things out right here for Waldorf Astoria and Joali being one. And again, they're just trading the damage in the bot part of the map.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Audrey's trying to do. Yep, they were trying to do that tower dive. I mean, the tower is kind of like a fourth of their health, so I think this is gonna be viable depending on how Waldorf Astoria will try to take this strategy. But yeah, I think they're gonna be backing away because they've expended a lot of their skills. They're gonna be cutting their losses and looking at the mid lane. I think Super Six, yeah, they didn't attempt to kind of get that kill, and Gomek was gonna go as a backup, and I really love that about Jolie being a lot of communication going on for these teams. But yeah, 4-4 in the scoreboard, it's equalized, and everyone's kind of just farming about in the top lane. I don't know if they'll take this 2 versus 1, but that Terizla is a very very sustainable. So yeah, it's gonna be quite hard to kind of like deal against that. And I'm really excited for the late game, especially with Terizla. But in the mid lane,
Oh, there we have. Oh, they're chasing him down. A little bit more. The knock up gets four down. Actually, four of them are still pretty much alive, but the damage, the knock up, no one was able to follow that up. On the other
yeah.
hand, Waldorf Astoria will be taking them down one by one. Erdre on the move, taking one, could be looking for two, and now Buzzkit also getting work done for his team, and Joali being one and being chased down. Very low on health, just a few more hits before he gets
Oh,
eliminated. And yeah, I think that would be it for now. They will not be overextending, and they will be getting this turtle.
now, Pomelo set really well. We saw that a while ago. Pomelo's ultimate actually knocked up 4 players from Jolie Being. Although the follow up was kind of late, it was still there. Jolie Being almost got the wiped out at that point, and that kind of helped Waldorf Astoria kind of get into some breathing room, and they have a little bit of that advantage right now in terms of gold, in terms of the map control as well. But it's definitely not going to be enough. Jolie being still can bounce back really quickly, but I think there's something brewing up in the mid lane. In the bottom lane, Granger was all alone, but I'm not sure if I don't think Waldorf was really planning on taking that team fight. But in the mid lane, there's a lot of players on both sides, but none of them are kind of engaging. But one good set from either of these tanks, I think that will turn the tides around and kind of like tip the scales. They have the chance to push back the turrets. But right now, I think both of these teams, they're gonna be they're gonna be pulling back and then focusing on their farms.
And Joali being one also trying to look for a possible opening right here, but I think nothing will be happening just yet. Waldorf Astoria, on the other hand, could be possibly looking for more kills and even extending their map control as you wait for the Lord that will be shown later on.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things happening actually right now in this map. I mean, the bottom lane there was a potential 2 versus 1. Fredrin is about to get sandwiched. Let's see what's gonna happen.
Yep, connecting the damage, the knockup, it's everywhere. Super 6
Oh.
gets killed down, looking for more. Mega kill going to Ordre. Now taking another one down. Imagine just very low in health, and he gets taken out of the equation as well. The knockup following up as well. It's gonna be a triple kill. Super 6 being eliminated, and they're chasing them down one by one once again. Raptor Lynx tries to get that down, but I think Ordre would be dishing out a little bit more of the damage, but yeah, it will not be enough just yet.
Yeah, and Joali being would be wise to kind of pull back, especially since they've lost their damage dealers. It was just Gomic and Raptor Lynx that's all that's left. And Waldorf Astoria, they're definitely gonna take advantage of this downtime of Jolly being, especially if you saw that Irithel, that basket a while ago, kind of side pushing the lanes and pushing the turrets as well. And right now, we're seeing the Lord has already spawned, and so Waldorf Astoria is getting started on on that, and Jolie being's kind of hovering about. I think we're gonna be seeing a Lord dance really soon.
Yep, definitely the Lord also already being, just getting those damage. He doesn't know which team to go. But yeah, they're gonna be doing a lot of those clashes as well. The life steal,
Ooh.
the knock up, the damage. Mystic Lord gets one. Order on the other hand will find one as well. Raptor Lynx trying to fight back, but the Lord will be taken to the side of Waldorf Astoria. A shutdown on the other hand. Ibu will be taking two, and yeah, they will be chasing the last two members for Waldorf Astoria.
3-2 trade. Waldorf Astoria losing more players, but in the end, still Madara goes onto the side of Waldorf Astoria. So although they have the numbers disadvantage, still, I mean, Madara is pretty much one whole player. In terms of objectives. And so with that, Waldorf Astoria, although they lost some players, at least they don't have the disadvantage when it comes to the pushes. I mean, we're taking a look at the map right now. There's 4 players from Waldorf going into the mid lane, but I don't think they have pushes enough to kind of stop Waldorf Astoria. Waldorf Astoria rather can definitely not just kind of leave that alone. I mean, if they lose players, if Jolie being loses players at this point, they could potentially lose their base. But let's see what's just gonna happen because Waldorf Astoria, they're definitely pushing a lot of pressure, and it looks like the Granger's finally dealing with the Lord. But in the end, I think top lane Narptolix almost lost their lives, but Jolie being knows better than to needlessly take the team fight.
Yep, definitely. And I think you're here. They're just um trying to take as much objectives as they can, just to have maximum chances of winning game number two and heading on to game number three. But yeah, for now, here we have right here once again, the players just slowly pushing the minions while Joali being are also farming them up to have a chance to fight back later on.
Yep, and Jolie being, I don't think they have it's not a good idea yet to look for a team fight because especially since the minions aren't on their side and the map control is definitely not on their side. But taking a look at the Lord, there's less than a minute before the next will be spawning. And Wall of Astoria, although they kind of have a lot of breathing room, they're going ahead with their farms and everything, and Gold Lead is actually going on to their side. But right now, they're kind of like they're kind of just waiting for the right moment to strike. And I think that's like a pretty smart move to have. They can't mindlessly like jump in knowing that they have the map control. But I think there will be a potential team fight. This is a good time to kind of come in, get that really good set, and wipe out one of these teams. But this is really gonna be volatile. Whoever makes the first move, and that's a set.
Definitely the knockoff once again going out, taking him down one by one. And also Alpha going in for a double kill, chasing them down.
Ooh.
Ordre getting work done as well. And they could be looking for more double kill on the other hand for Ordre and spamming those recall buttons. And yes, I think we will be looking for a game number 3.
Yeah, this is definitely game number 3. Waldorf Astoria manages to equalize the scoreboard in this best of 3. 1-1 so far. And so with that, we will be moving on to game number 3 to decide who will be moving on to the finals. But before that, we will be taking a short break. So thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be seeing you in a few minutes.
I think the girl.
Back, Mark.
Yep.
We are back. Yep.
Yes, definitely. We're back, guys. Game number 3. And we'll be seeing Joali being one once again, getting this first pick and first ban, to be followed by Waldorf Astoria. And I think right here, we could be looking for a very thrilling game and conclusion for this match.
Yeah, oh, come on. Why did they ban Suyu? I really love seeing that Sasuke skin going about the map. But yeah, we're seeing Hayabusa ban as well. So we're looking at 2 junglers being taken off the table right off the bat. And once again, this is a best of 3. So there's a lot of pressure hanging on to both of these teams. Joali being 1 and Waldorf Astoria Maldives both have a 1 on the scoreboard, and this is pretty much their tiebreaker. And whoever wins this game will be moving on to the finals. But yeah, this is pretty much. This is gonna be really fun for both of these teams. We're seeing Naruto and Sasuke both being banned on the side of Joali being, and Waldorf Astoria. I wonder how they'll respond to that.
And yeah, I mean, for now, Claude will be banned, and I think I'm looking for the third ban right here for Joali being 1. I think it just might be. Oh, okay, we
Oh,
have the
right,
Harriet
right.
being banned.
Right. Totally forgot about the Harriet. I mean, Joali being did not allow Basket to take a hold of that Harriet for a single game. And so far it's working out really well. In the first game, Joali being they did secure that win, and then the second game, I mean, it was really hard for Waldorf Astoria as well to kind of snowball into their victory. But yeah, the Harris ban really worked out for Joali being, and they definitely did not forget. They will never forget. But Joali being will be prioritizing that joy pick, and so I think they'll be locking in. Yep, they're definitely locking in.
Yep, locking in the first pick, and Joali being 1 decides to take the joy for their own hands right here, which I think they're gonna have a chance with that later on. But I actually like their approach right here. They ban the Suyo, they get the Joy, and Waldorf's response would be what is that, Annie?
See, this is a popol. It's
And
popol. It's
alright.
Pavel and it's Koopa. Sorry guys,
Ah,
this is a Filipino joke. I made a mistake. So you guys probably won't understand, but yeah, Mike is making fun of me right now. But yeah, Popol and Koopa finally take the stage for Waldorf Astoria Maldives. I'm really excited how they'll pull this off. And of course, they picked the Alpha as well for their EXP lane. Let's see who will Jolie being one respond with.
yep, definitely. And still, we're looking for a possible response for Oh, okay. Wait, really? Yeah, I think. Okay, I'm gonna make a guess. Joali could actually win this one because they have the Edith. They have always been popping off as Edith. I mean, they didn't in game number two, but adding to the equation would be a Joy and a Vexana. Just imagine the damage, the durability of an Edith to be followed up by the Joy, who's just gonna be diving to the back lanes, while Vexana firing up her magic from a distance. It's really hard to deal with that.
Yeah, girl power, I'm alright. Yeah, basically, I'm liking the lineup of Jolie being as well so far. And I think Jolie being they'll need maybe a setter to kind of really uh, put together their bring together their lineup. But yeah, we're seeing Tyrell being taken off the table, and just taking a look at the lineup as well of Waldorf Astoria Maldives. That's Nana for their mid laner, and I mean Nana's pretty annoying, especially if you play in the game. I mean, like as a solo queuer, I really hate to be against the Nana in the mid lane. But yeah, the Alpha for that EXP lane, and of course the Popol for their carry. I mean, it's pretty good so far, but I'm excited to see how they'll kind of bring together this lineup with the last two picks.
Yep, there we have it, being locked in as well. That's gonna be the Gatot Kacha being banned, to be followed by Tigreal, a Fanny, Claude, and a Habusa. Looking for the last man right here for Joali being one, which is a Suyo, a Lucas, a Harith, a Minotaur, and what is that? Come on, give it to us. Show it to us. Come on, guys. Okay. I think.
Jungler?
I think.
Jungler or
I
that?
don't even know. Possibly a
Oh.
Oh, okay. I was. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. That actually makes sense. I actually thought they would be banning an Irothel and picking a Granger, but yeah, since Waldorf would be getting that first pick, they would be banning that Grangers. Wait, actually, there is no need for them to ban a Granger since they already got gold later, unless you want to put Granger in the jungle. But okay, Franco. Okay, Franco, you picked a pretty safe pick as well.
Franco is gonna be really annoying because you have to kind of keep at it on your feet, especially if you're a really squishy hero. You don't want to get picked off by a Franco's hook. But yeah, Franco in a really good player's hands, it's kind of really annoying. And I haven't seen Pomelo come in and show what they're made of, show how they play that Franco. So that's something that we'll be looking forward to later. But just taking a look at the second phase actually of the bans, there's a lot of tanks that are being taken off the table, especially the tanks that can set. That's the Tigreal, that's the Katotkacha, that's the Minotaur. Those are setters, and they're being taken off the table by both of these teams. And so I'm kind of left with little choice. I mean, there's still the Atlas, I believe, but it's not really that meta at this point. But we're seeing the Franco being picked and the Akai as well being picked. And man, I didn't manage to catch who Ordre chose before the skin came in. What was that? Who is that?
Wait, what?
Who's Ordre? The jungler for Waldorf Astoria. I'm not
Um,
familiar with the skin, but
but
yeah.
yeah, I'm
Anyway,
not familiar with the skin, but it does look like he's posing as Alucard. I'm pretty sure it's not Alucard. I'm not familiar with the skins, but yeah, while we're at it as well, guys, like, comment, share the stream to your friends, to your family, and yeah, there will be more of these in the future. But yep, for now we'll be heading on to to match number two in just a few moments. The deciding game on who will win for this match.
and I'm actually really hoping that there will be more of Mobile Legends Bang Bang tournaments in the future. I mean, it's a really fun game. I'm just gonna say that we've been casting PUBG and MLBB for Ooredoo Nation, and I'm gonna say I really love MLBB. It's really exciting. I mean, all love to PUBG. It's also exciting, but still, MLBB is just something else. It's something new, you know. And with that, we're gonna be moving on to the Land of Dawn. Once again, nothing too exciting in the early game. There's no invades and there's no like ganging up on the gold lane or anything like that. But taking a look at the jungle of Joali being, I think, Waldorf Astoria. I believe Waldorf Astoria's red team again. Waldorf Astoria is kind of hovering onto the blue buff of Jolie being, and let's see how that works out.
Yep, definitely. For now, they would just be exchanging the damage. You know, just
Mhm.
taking these farm, waiting for possible opportunity. The Franco hook, the buff, and it
I hate that.
and yes, you have actually restarted that. So really a good one right here. And Franco could be looking for
Oh.
a possible elimination right here. The first blood going to Erdre as it takes Gomek down. While the purple buff could be activated, and ours Ase also trying to get the damage in, but I think he will also take one down. That's gonna be Erdre, and you know that's just gonna be it. They're gonna be running away from that just a little bit more.
Ooh.
The joy dashing in and will claim him down.
Ooh.
Actually, a major
What?
turnaround right here. Oh, actually, almost as the Nana passive also be activated, giving him a chance in life.
Was that Super 6? I saw the damage coming in. That was so hard hitting, and it kind of. I forgot who that was, but they lost like three-fourths of their health with like one skill hit. But yeah, Turtle already in 2 minutes into the game, and it looks like Jolie Being will have the map advantage for this. They have the territory on their side, but of course, Waldorf Astoria won't be letting that turtle go that easily. 4 versus 4 potentially.
Yep, the turtle going to the side of Waldorf Astoria. The clash also starting as well. They could be getting two of them down, and yep, that will be it. The Super Six will take Pomelo down. Now they're taking one of them slowly but surely, and now Ibu also being eliminated out of the question. Buzzkit will find a kill on that one, and I think that will be it. They would be playing safely from here on out,
No.
unless they could catch Acid down, the flicker out, going in for the ultimate. The Popple and Koopa going in for the damage as well, but it's not gonna be enough.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Popol Koopa expanded their ultimate. I really thought that something was gonna happen to mid lane. Wow, hook!
Whoop! Definitely, Gomik will be eliminated right here, and yep, I think this is gonna be a chance right here for Waldorf Astoria. And actually, I could be wrong right here. Joali being, that was my early predictions. But right here, it does look like Waldorf Astoria has it under control. If he could hook Acid down, I knew it. The minion was just gonna stop it, but the crowd control
Oh,
doesn't stop. Franco goes in for the ultimate, and Basket will find a kill. That one, the Vexana ultimate, claiming him as well, just to reply. But I think that would be it.
I mean, that was Franco for I believe that was who was that, the carry of Jolie being. That was a pretty good trade off, you know, like tank for a carry. So in this case, I think it was still Waldorf Story that got the last laugh. But yeah, in the bottom lane, this is a 2 versus 1. Mystic Lord's very low on health, but I don't know if someone's gonna die here. Yep, Super 6 manages to get away with their lives. That's a lot of sustainability, especially for that Edith. Nope. Ordre says no, but in the river in the mid lane, Pomelo very low on health tries to hook, but unfortunately, Pomelo won't be getting anything for now. And there's 1 second. Yep, the turtle has definitely spawned. Both of the carries are hovering over the turtle right now.
And yep, for now, Turtle still up for grabs. Ase was also just scouting for some information, but yep, I think that would just be it for now. Not really finalizing an engage, and I think Waldorf are slowly taking this down, and if they could, this actually sets another huge advantage for Waldorf Astoria. Oh, Pomelo also trying to distract them as well, which was enough for Erdre and the rest of the team to take the turtle safely.
Yeah, and I love that. I mean, the Franco is just keeping Jolly being on their toes, and that's really working out for them. And with that, I mean, Jolly being Waldorf Astoria, there's a huge gold lead coming in from the side of Waldorf Astoria, and they could potentially snowball this. But I'm seeing that they're also playing it safe a bit. They're not too aggressive, and they're not overextending too much. But in terms of map control, it's slowly tipping towards the favor of Waldorf Astoria. Jolie being slowly being pushed back to their base, but definitely not too much. I think Waldorf Astoria is kind of trying to play slowly but steady. But in the mid lane, Jolie being, I don't think they're going to be taking this team fight. And Waldorf Astoria, once again, definitely not overextending too much. But yeah, I don't know if something's going to happen in the top lane.
Oop, actually something is happening. They're taking Acid down. A little bit moved
Ooh,
that hook, but he actually dodges it. Imagine that their head on the other hand will deal with the killing blow. Erdre also taking down the Joy with the hope of the Joali being one. And they're slowly chasing them down. The Nana ultimate being activated as well. The passive, rather. But yep, they're gonna be taking Pomelo away from Waldorf Astoria with no engagement for their team. They will have no choice but to move back for now.
yep, and both teams are actually really, really low on health, and I don't think any one of them really would risk overextending and potentially giving away free kills for the other team. But then again, they're both on the same boat, pretty much. Both of their players are really low on health, and they just didn't want to take that risk. But yeah, a few seconds before the turtle's gonna spawn, it looks like Waldorf Astoria is positioning quite well, but Jolie Being is also hovering about. They have an equal chance on getting that turtle. But numbers advantage definitely going to the side of Waldorf, but Jolie Being, they can assemble sooner or later. They still have time before Waldorf Astoria can get this turtle, and I think they will be trying for a contest here.
Yep, they're gonna be getting this turtle down just a little bit more, but Raptor Lynx tries to steal it and actually pays the price. Erdre would be taking the turtle down. Mystic Lord low on health. Vazkit chasing them down with a damage. But yeah, I think that's just gonna be it. They're just chasing them down. They will not be overextending. The respect is huge right here for Joali being one. Axia on the other hand will lose the movement and would be taken out of the equation. Gomic to follow as well. And the last member right here is gonna be Ibu. While Raptor Lynx just respawn for now.
3-0 trade. I don't think Jolie Being is happy about this. And with that, the last two players of Jolie Being will have to go ahead and prioritize defense at this point because they have a numbers disadvantage. Waldorf Astoria manages to hook Raptor Lynx. That is their jungler, and they just lost their jungler. Leslie, Essie, getting those ultimates in, but unfortunately, the bullets won't be connecting enough damage to get that kill in the bag. But going back to the game, of course, Jolie being they have to prioritize defending their base at this point because Waldorf Astoria is miles away, especially in terms of gold lead. And of course, the EXP as well. It's going really well for Waldorf Astoria. But once again, Jolie being all they have to do at this point is to kind of play it really safe, farm a lot, and wait for that late game because that's pretty much what their chance is going to be. Because Waldorf Astoria, they have the potential to snowball. It's just they don't want to overextend too much. And Jolie being is also being really defensive, playing it safe and playing it smart. So with that, I think we're gonna be seeing a stalemate for a bit. But over there at the bottom of the map, there's something happening a while ago. There was one pick of 4 versus 1, and with that, the Lord is gonna be spawning in a few seconds. But I don't think Jolie Being will be contesting that.
And yeah, for now, Waldorf Astoria is still trying to push that down. And yeah, Turtle would be going once again to them. Wait, Actually, no, it's the Lord Sword. But yeah,
The
I mean,
Lord.
they're gonna be taking that one. Buzzget deals that killing blow for the Lord, and they could be getting that later on. But for now, they will be trying to push their luck right here as they try to invade the jungle for Joali being one, minimizing the resources and the chance to end the game as early as they can. And yeah, while they try to go for a steal, they just can't do that because Waldorf Astoria would be getting them one by one.
And I think Waldorf Astoria, they figured out going together as a five-man team really works out for them. I mean, they're putting so much pressure on Jolie being right now. Doa just lost their lives. I think something's happening in the top lane. Hmm.
Buzzkid getting a kill down, and yep, they're chasing them down once again. Just slowly but surely, he's gonna go for the charge, the Lord, and they could be taking this turret unless Juwali being one will be able to put a stop to it, which they actually did. And yep, while that was happening as well, the mid turret would be taken out. The blast will be used,
Oh,
and I think goes in for the dive. Super Six will not make it out alive, and I think
that was
still
not a
up
knife.
in this.
That was a
Yeah,
Hawk,
no,
man.
I was quick with those bars, but yeah, we're back into the game. Still trying to go for a hook, but the bot turret to be pushed a little bit more while waiting for these minions.
Waldorf Astoria is doing really well. I think they have this secured in the bag. They just have to make sure that they don't make any mistakes. But I think this is endable. Nope, they lost the minions. But there's in the bot lane potential team fight. Vexana's ult coming in, but there's only three people in mid lane for the side of Waldorf Astoria.
Up, definitely killing spirit right here for Mystic Lord. Raptor Lynx would be able to get a shutdown, but Buzzkit and Urdre would be getting these kills, and they have the chance to end this game right here with Edith and Vexana, the last two members for the team. And I think they could be getting this one with ease, and they're just slowly chipping them down. And there we have it, our winner from match number two. That's gonna be Waldorf Astoria.
And that is the reverse sweep for Waldorf Astoria. I mean, two series in a row. That's gotta be exhausting for their players. But still, they managed to win like 4 games out of 5 for tonight. So that's pretty good. Congratulations once again for Waldorf for moving on to the finals. And with that, that was our second series. That was the conclusion of our second series. We'll be moving on to the third series with two new whole contenders later on. But before that happens, we'll be moving on to the short break. So stay tuned. We'll be back in a few minutes.
I think the girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their the girls with their nails done now. Girls with I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done.
Yep, we're moving. Are you serious this time? I got scammed a while ago, guys. I have a lot of trust issues, but yeah, I think we are actually starting. We will be moving on to the next series. This is Fushifaru versus Joali being team number 2. We saw a while ago Joali being team number 1 got eliminated during the semifinals, but now they have a second chance in life. They do have a team number 2, and yeah, with that. Fushifaru, Joali being 2, who will move on to the finals? That is the question, and we'll be seeing that right now. Once again, we are your casters. They name is Annie and Marcus with me.
Yes, thank you so much for the Annie, and definitely we're here for this games. Once again, I think this is gonna be the last match for tonight. We have Fushifaru, that's what we've said, and Joali being two, and we're still waiting for the bans. We do have our first ban from Fushifaru, which is gonna be Lucas. Ling to be followed as well. That's gonna be their ban, and yep, there we have it. Asuyu to be followed up, and I think they're really prioritizing these ones because they've been pretty much just meta picks. Yeah, so you really just expect them to be picked later on. But yeah, here we have it. We're still gonna be waiting for the next few bans.
Yeah, and I'm just speculating here. I think there were Lucas and Suyu buffs like recently because of the skins, and so like that's to be expected. We're gonna be seeing a lot of meta in with the Suyu and the Lucas. But yeah, with the Ling being banned as well, I mean, there's a lot of mobility and a lot of damage for Ling, so it's understandable that Jolie being will be banning that. And they're also gonna be taking off another assassin. That will be Hayabusa. And so with that, that's Lucas. That is Suyu. That's 3 junglers so far being banned. Let's see what's gonna be the third pick for both of these teams.
Yep, and for now, we're gonna be looking at the third ban, which is gonna be Saber, while waiting for the third ban of Joali being 2, which is, I don't know. I think they could be planning a Granger or a Zushin or a Hanzo or a Joy. A Joy.
I mean, these are 2 whole new teams, so I don't really have any guesses. I think that goes the same with the teams as well. They're not sure who to ban yet. So with that, Isun Shin. I mean, as a jungler or as a carry, their ultimate is kind of annoying. It just gives them the map awareness that they need, and so maybe a little understandable. But then I don't see Isun Shin being used quite a lot, so not sure what the ban was for. I guess they just did want a Isun Shin in the field, but yeah. First picks first, Jolie being 2 takes that Granger, lots of good damage, good mobility as well. I think it's gonna go well, especially since they will be putting the retribution on it.
And yep, we're gonna be waiting just a little bit more. Yep, Granger, yeah, once again, being picked for Joali being 2. Okay, it's gonna be a Clint for Fushifaru and a Mathilda. Okay. We have seen time to time a Clint and a Mathilda. Though right here, we're gonna be having the Savior while Akalia. Oh yeah, then didn't really expect that. Yeah, I forgot she wasn't banned.
Yeah, I mean, like the bands kind of like there's a lot of really meta picks that are open but aren't being picked. So, for example, the Zushin was never banned, and we've gone through like 5 games. This is gonna be the 6th game, and still there's no Zushin pick. Until now, we pretty much just jinxed that. But I'm really excited for this Zushin on the side of Fushifaru.
Definitely. We haven't. Oh my god, like the days we haven't seen a Zushin being picked in a tournament, so this is really a breath of fresh air because you're finally seeing it in competitive scene. But yeah, we're gonna be waiting for the next 2 bans, which would be, I don't know, a Harith, an Irithel. Oh no, not Irithel. The Clint is already locked in. Possibly a Gatotkacha, a Beleric, a Chip, Lancelot being banned as well. I don't know what my guesses are.
The tanks.
Yeah. That's why I'm thinking. Could be a Faramis, a Chip, a Minotaur, a Hanzo. Oh yeah. Actually, kind of makes sense right here for Joali being to ban an assassin since Fushifaru didn't block on an assassin just yet. But yeah, I'll be waiting on these last picks.
Yeah, and I think that these are just blind bans at this point. You know, ban the usual, that and the usual heroes that you see in the ranked games. And yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they didn't ban Aldu or something. But yeah, I mean, jokes aside, these are, you know, the lineups are kind of coming together. I mean, I'm really excited for the Zushin as well as the Matilda, and because we haven't seen them in the game, and Zushin is like definitely one of the meta mages so far. And Fushifaru will be taking off Franco from the table. I mean, Franco is kind of really annoying, especially if you're just trying to mind your own business and all of a sudden you get hooked up. But yeah, the Joy also gets banned because Fushifaru hasn't gotten a jungler yet, so that's to be expected. They did take that Hanzo and that Joy off the table, and so with that, really excited to see who will Fushifaru pick to be their jungler. I mean, there's still a lot of really good picks to kind of go about, so let's see who they end up using.
Yup. Still waiting on the picks right here, which is really kind of taking a long time. But an alpha could actually do for their fighter. I wonder if they're gonna look in onto that. Okay, Fredrin could actually do as well. Might as well just pick Sylvan. But yeah, okay, an alpha being locked in. That actually makes the cut. While waiting for Joali being 2, we should be getting these last 2, which an X-Borg and uh, a Layla? Actually, I mean, that's gonna be their gold laner. Granger is gonna be their jungler, Kalia their support, um, their roaming rather, Fredrin their EXP lane, while Xborg is gonna be their mid. Or no, not Fredrin. Sorry, I was distracted a while ago. It's actually Savior. So Savior would be the mid. Xborg would be going for top 1.
Yeah. Xborg, EXP, Kalia being the roam, Ranger with the jungle, and yeah, Layla basically the gold laner, and CC for going against Xborg at the EXP lane. That goes with Alpha as the jungler. And yeah, I think it's pretty well rounded, but in the end, it's Phobius that they'll be picking. So, still pretty well rounded and nice picks on both sides, but the question is who will execute their lineup really well. And I really love the Sakura skin coming in from Alpha over there at the side of Jolie being 2. But yeah, it would be really good to see Team 7, you know, with Lucas and the Suyu and the Sakura all in one team. But yeah, a girl can only dream, a girl can only cross their fingers that that will happen soon. But yeah, we will be moving on to the first game of our last series for tonight. This is Fushifaru Maldives versus Jolie being team number 2. Coming at it, best of 3. Who will move on to the finals? That is something that we'll be finding out later on. But for now, we're going to be seeing game number 1. Really pretty good picks, pretty good lineup for both of these teams. Personally, I don't really have like a really sure bet at who will win just from the lineups alone, but maybe Mike does.
I mean, it's kind of I don't know. I'm kind of curious on how this will play out, but I actually do think Fushifaru has the chance right here. I don't know yet. I'm still not sure, guys. But actually, if you also look at the picks for Joali being 2, they are pretty much just uh they have 2 gold laners. Not really gold laners, marksmen rather. But getting the Kali as their support, it really also ensures them their safety, while also savior the damage also could help them up later on. But Xborg as their, I think on the durable side, which could help them later on. But yep, they're gonna be back into this game. Still just looking for farm, an engagement probably later on. But yeah.
And I'm actually just observing Fushifaru right now. This is not the typical ranked game behavior. I think this is like these guys play together a lot. You saw like there was a four players coming in on the gold lane trying to attempt a gank at like level 2, which is kind of interesting, especially with the Zushin really good at the rotations. And that's a mythic level like mid laner right there. That's mythic level moves. But we're gonna be finding out later on if Joali being 2 will be compatible with that. I mean, right now we're not seeing anything too exciting. There's no invades. Until now, I think Granger will be in trouble. Let's see what happens. Will they go in? It looks like they're not gonna be committing to this.
Yep, definitely. They're gonna be chasing them down. However, Alpha gets that damage down, but they will have to move back. And I think they're chasing them down. Xborg could be eliminated right here, but that would be just enough for now.
Yeah, there were 4 players from Fushifaru in the EXP lane, and with that, the turtle might be going to Jolie being 2. Let's see if Fushifaru can contest this.
There we have it. Prego getting the turtle for Joali being 2. The first blood also going to them, and they could be chasing them more of them down. But I think they will rather be they would rather be playing it safe while maximizing their potential for later stages of the game.
And all the while, the gold laners kind of just minding their own business and farming. But that's good for them, you know. I mean, there's no ganks so far in the gold lane, especially since both of these teams kind of prioritized on the turtle towards the XP lane. So with that, I think something's happening in the gold lane. This is 2 versus 1. Clint's are very low on health, but there's a backup of 3 people from Fushifaru.
Yep, there we have it. Rin taking Royan down and has another chance. I think they're really just maximizing their advantage right here. Halum, on the other hand, would take him down, but that would even things out once again as the Granger will also take one from their team and still having the chance to fight it back later on. 3-1, not bad for Fushifaru, but the Joali being 2 playstyle there, they're just really starting to widen the gap, especially that because Fushifaru has the meta picks up in their sleeve.
Yeah, I really love the picks of Fushifaru, but Jolie being they're executing their lineup really well at this point. And there's just a bunch of picking us, but the red buff will be taken by Fushifaru. And right now, Jolie being 2, they're being pushed back on their jungle. But let's see what's gonna happen in the XP. I mean, rather than the XP, I mean the gold lane. Looks like there was something that might have happened. Zushin rotated to the gold lane, but 2 versus 2 in the bottom lane.
Yup, they're gonna be chasing them down.
Ooh.
Just a little bit more
Oh,
action and for the dive. Wasn't aware of the alpha though. Still with low HP remaining, could be alive. He actually alpha misses that one. Oh my god, it's just thrilling. But yeah, the Matilda will take him down. They're gonna be chasing them into their base. But right here, Zushin to the rescue as well, trying to stop them on their tracks. Xborg going in for the damage. Could go in and the knock up connects. Alpha will take one down. That's the real Alpha hero from the other side of. Oop, I think he has just given up at that point, and Halum will fall down. A double kill for our Kalia, which is Halum.
yeah, numbers advantage coming into Jolie being 2. And that will be important, especially with the turtle. There's a potential contest 2 versus 2, but I don't know if Jolie being 2 can get this in the back. They're being pushed back, and Fushifaru, I think they have the map control at this point. Alpha will have to fall back. Quite low on health. Savior tries to fight back, but unfortunately, it won't be enough. Alpha, I think they have to pull back. I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Yep, definitely Rin will find Royan down once again. The turtle will be going for the side of Fushifaru. They have the chance to take this one back. Now, our Matilda gets one down. That's gonna be our the Xborg of Joali being 2, and goes in for the double. Could get the triple right here, but they will not be extending for this one. And again, they're just gonna be taking these opportunities whenever they can. Oh, the passive of Azushin actually connects and gets him down, connected by that alpha in Fushifaru's side.
The observer fell asleep, guys. But taking a look at the map, though, everyone's kind of going back to their business. Mid lane, quite a little bit quiet, but in terms of map control, um, it's kind of equalized so far. I mean, the minions are kind of just going back and forth at each other, but the turrets, they're not really being taken down. And so with that, I think Joali being two and Fushifaru, they're kind of just playing the slow game. I mean, we're talking about this is 6 minutes, it's 6.5 minutes into the game, and still there's only one turret being taken down. But something might be brewing in the gold lane. Jushin has rotated into the fray. Alpha is slowly making their way as well. But whether or not they'll be taking this team fight, that's the question. Lots of pokes coming in the XP lane as well. And I don't know if X4 is gonna get this kill. Yep, Yonko gets taken down by Break Limit.
Break Limit finding a kill on that one still. Could be looking for a possible win right here for Joali as they try to widen the gap. But, while it was happening, Fushifaru was also minimizing the difference for these teams. So it's really going to be a close game. And yeah, we're just going to be waiting on some damage that will be happening. The knockoff being connected as well. We're going in for the charge, diving in the back lanes. But Alpha gets a shutdown on the Matilda. Chasing them down. It's gonna be Prego once again. Gets a kill. Could be looking for the second one, but Break Limit will end him. And that would mark another huge advantage for Joali being two. And they're gonna use this advantage to get the third one.
Oh man, Joali being two one by one. Each team fight, they're just winning team fight after team fight. And with that, Joali being two secures the next objective for their side. It's just going so well for them. Now they just have to lock in on the turrets and push the minions back against Fushifaru. And I think they have like this game in the bag. So far, Fushifaru, I mean, they're kind of lagging behind in terms of the gold lead, but still it's not that far off. They definitely can bounce back. But still, Jolie being two, so far it's going well for them. So with that, we're taking a look at the gold lane. Fushifaru's playing defensively. They know they don't have the advantage when in terms of map control, and they definitely have to push back Jolie being two, and push the minions onto their side as well. But I think both of these teams are kind of locking in on the Lord. Mahit gets taken down, however, and Jolie being two is kind of trying to secure this area where the Lord's gonna be.
Yep, they're gonna be chasing them down, but it will not be enough just yet.
Obvious.
They would probably be looking for another opportunity, but right here in the bottom part of the map, our Xborg is gonna be pushing.
Yep, we're gonna be pushing. And I don't know if 2 versus 1 is gonna happen. I mean, Export's pretty good at sustain, but he has to run away, especially if the rest of Fushifaru is gonna come in and give backup against them. But in the mid lane, this is a potential 3 versus 3. Alpha is gonna dive in, but I think both of these teams are gonna disengage really quick. They want to secure the objectives, but all the while, Yonko and the Alpha and Break Limit as well, they had their own fight in the XP lane. But going back to the mid lane, it's actually kind of like there's a lot of pressure coming in for both of these teams, and they're kind of just trying to see who makes the first mistake. And I think there might be a team fight, but Fushifaru is really prioritizing on pushing lanes.
They're gonna be taking this one down. They're chasing him down. Oh my god, one more, and he does fall down. Rin will get a kill. Attack speed
Ooh.
fall as well. Goes for the double, but the knockup will connect, and he will be taken out with ease. Rin is gonna be saying goodbye for now as Alpha takes him down. And it's gonna be a making it actually a 4v3. Still, a Joali being two, taking the lead for this one.
Jolie being to 15-8, and the scoreboard favors their side. Now, the Lord is up for grabs, but Fushifaru is slowly but surely respawning already. And so with that, Fushifaru is just checking the Lord every once in a while. But Alpha is also securing kind of the bushes nearby. And so with that, both of these teams, I don't think they're gonna risk trying the Lord for now. But Jolie being two, they have the manpower for that. Now they're kind of just hiding about, trying to see if they can take this Lord for their side. And Fushifaru, I think they're aware. They already have this information that the Lord is trying to be taken. This might be a potential Lord dance, but Fushifaru is waiting for the right moment to strike.
Yup, the knockup is connecting, going into the team, but the Matilda also making some damage for their team. Rin will be taken out of the equation. The back lanes, they're taking him down slowly, chasing them down, and Alpha would get a double kill before he falls down with hands of Prego, goes for the shutdown. Now Royan also takes another one down, a little bit more, and they could actually take break limit down. And they're chasing them down. It's gonna be used. He's gonna resurrect, going in for more of the damage. And he does find one, taking Matilda down, and that's just gonna be it for Dow. They're gonna be moving back and go for the heal.
And that is a 2 to 3 trade for both of these sides. I believe it was a 3 to 3, but what I caught was like 2 to 3. And in the end, no one even gets the Lord at this point. But Fushifaru manages to push Jolie being two back onto their base. And with that, even actually it was Halom and Royan, I believe, that was still alive on the side of Fushifaru. So not losing their damage dealers is a really big advantage for the side of Fushifaru. But whether or not that will translate into taking the Lord, I'm not sure, because Jolie being there slowly but surely securing this, Fushifaru didn't manage to contest this in time, and so with that, Fushifaru will have to stay back, and that's not happening right now. They just got picked off.
Yup, definitely. Rin would take a kill down. Exborg going in for the ultimate and goes for the dive. Rin with a double. The attack speed also following up as well. Goes for the
Ooh.
ultimate, the triple. Could be taking two of them more, but that would be it. They would be taking the second, third from middle lane. They could be getting the third and opening this one. Goes for the damage a little bit more. We could actually secure game number one for the side of Joali being two. And yep, there you have it. Best of three series 1-0.
And this is why we can't laugh. I never laugh at a Layla pick ever again, because with that Layla, that was 7 to 4 the last I saw with the KDA. It absolutely made such a difference towards
Ah.
the end of the game. But with that, that's once again 1 to 0 on the scoreboard. Joali being team 2 having the match point. But with that, we'll be seeing the conclusion of this last series. There will be a game number 3. Let's see, but we'll be finding out really soon in a few minutes.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
Yup, there we have it once again. We are now back into game number 2 for Fushifaru versus Joali being 2. This time, Fushifaru will be the first pick. We are your shoutcasters for tonight. Mike, and with me is Anne.
Yeah, good to see you once again, Mike. And this game is gonna decide whether or not Jolie being 2 will be moving on to the finals, or will Fushifaru push this into a game number 3. Either way is a pretty exciting crossroads at this point, and Fushifaru has to decide. And Jolie being 2, they have to defend their match point. They have to conclude this series for them to move on to the finals. And for that, it all starts with Fushifaru banning the Ling once again. They really don't like Ling.
You really have a strong strong, I forget the
Loathing,
word. Yeah, but yeah,
dislike, hatred.
yeah, but yeah, definitely. I kind of understand you in that one, but for now, Joali being good respond by still banning the Lucas.
Yeah, once again. I really want to see at least one game, Kalia, the Suyu, and the Lucas in one team. Team number 7 going against the Madara. But yeah, I'm just being a little bit of a nerd in Naruto. I really love Naruto, guys. But yeah, they banned Layla. I don't know. That was really funny to me. I mean, it's understandable. Delilah was quite scary in the hands of Jolie being 2 in the previous game, but you don't see a Layla ban that often unless the person in ranked games like kind of trolling.
Yeah, I mean, if I think for now Fushifaru will be going in and banning that Layla just to really avoid next game. But for now, Joali being two, I think they were. I mean, I called it. I think I predicted them in game number 1. And they do have the. I mean, they have that damage while being supported by Akalia and the durability on the export side. So if they can keep that up later on, which I think not, because Fushifaru will be banning that Kalia, which was actually very beneficial to both of these teams. Lucian would be banned as well for Joali being 2. Pretty much just response ban. But yeah, I think we'll be waiting for the first pick, which is gonna be Hayabusa. We could be looking for a Joy. Who knows? Ranger and a Joy.
Oh,
Once again, they're going in for a full damage of Team Pop.
nice. I mean, it worked out in the previous game, so it's probably gonna work out in this next game. Double marksman. Moscow has a lot of mobility, especially with that ultimate, and pretty much good damage coming in, especially with that Granger as well in the hands of Prego 59. In the previous game, they had some pretty good positioning all around the map, and it really helped out secure their win in the previous game. But right now, let's see how Fushifaru respond, will counter pick, especially that Granger. But here we see Fushifaru, they're taking that Angela on their side, and that just means they need someone pretty sustainable in the side of Fushifaru, especially like their fighter. I mean, Angela can go. They can probably pair up with Hayabusa pretty well, but they will be taking the Zask for that mid laner.
Yep. And for now, Zask and Angela, and Fushifaru really responding to this one with safe picks. While we have a savior, another savior right here. Joali being 2. So if they're gonna, I think they would be looking for a Faramis. If they could get Faramis for the team, they're gonna be unstoppable. What else? Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be waiting for those picks. However, Hanabi would be banned, especially that Fushifaru doesn't have a gold laner yet. They could have banned a Harith actually, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, Jolie being 2 right now is kind of squishy. Yeah, they're pretty squishy, so I love my view right now, so I don't have to. I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but yeah, pretty like the view right now. I mean, if you guys could go ahead and check the screen right now, especially the stream, especially on Discord, Yeah, I'm alright, bro. Yeah, hello. Rico, we are back. And so far I think yeah, we're just banning once again. That's
I like the
Hanabi,
girls with their
that's
nails done.
Saber, and Franco getting taken off of the table from the second phase of the banning. And once again, Jolie being two, so far their lineup is really squishy. So they need a lot of sustain in the second phase of the picking.
And yeah, for now, right here, they're still gonna be waiting on the last man for Fushifaru. And if that happens, after that we can try to pick okay X board, which actually was useful a while ago. So how they could respond to that is probably a CC. Oh, okay,
Oh,
Catch. Yeah, that
nice.
makes sense. That actually makes sense. I got Catch and a Faramis. I'm hoping a Faramis. I'm hoping. Chip probably as well. But what they really need for Joali being two is a support that could help the rest of the team because they're pretty much good with the damage and the durability. It's just gonna be the support that they need or the mage. But I do think the support pick could make this one better. Yeah, we'll be waiting for Fushifaru. Okay, Melissa, and one more. I think we're looking for.
Oh,
Okay, not actually. Still hovering it. CC. CC. CC could
ah.
work actually. And a
Why
Brody,
not?
which I've called a while ago, and definitely Fushifaru would pick onto that Brody.
Yeah, I mean, like, why not? I think the Angela and the Brody could be a pretty good combo. But the Angela and the
I like the
CC as
girls with their
well.
nails
I mean,
done.
Angela can go on anywhere. And a little bit worried though because CC is kind of the one sustain here. But then again, we do have that Angela as well to kind of go about and give a little bit of more sustain. There's a Kakashi skin. Oh my gosh, guys. But yeah, I got distracted. But I think just taking a look at the lineup so far, I mean it's a pretty well rounded. Jolie being two, they solved the problem of lacking the sustainability, especially with the first three picks. With the Katat Catcher. And I didn't quite catch who Alpha picked. That's Hylos. Oh my gosh, there's a Hylos as well. So I think this is kind of exciting. I'm kind of excited to see how Jolly being 2 will play out. But of course, once again, Fushifaru, they also have a chance. They have a pretty good lineup. There's a lot of damage coming in. It's gonna be all about the execution.
Yep, and yeah, while we're gonna be waiting on the games later on, again, guys, just like, comment, share the stream, and share to friends, to your families. We have more later on, but yep, we're gonna be here in the land of dawn.
There's a Kakashi skin. I mean, I haven't opened Mobile Legends in a while. I think I last played last season, but wow, I kind of want to play now. I mean, the Madara Lord. I mean, that's pretty exciting. I'm kind of, I'm kind of like, they should have made the turtle into like one of the frogs or something, but. I'm just kind of nerding out here, guys. But yeah, once again, we are going back into the game. We're not seeing anything too exciting once again in the first phase of the game. But taking a look at the Hylos, I think they're trying to brew something up.
Yep, and they could be getting more of that later on, but still, they're gonna be focusing on the farm. Hylos already being caught into the fray, low on health, and that's gonna be a first blood going into Falum from
Ooh.
the side of Fushifaru. Break limit, however, will be taking a kill down. And it's gonna even things out, but a double kill from Halum gets that to his name. Prego, on the other hand, would reply with a kill of his own.
Yeah, I mean, see, this is a 2-for-2 trade, but once again, it's Hayabusa that will be taken out alongside Yonko, the CC. And that's not something good, especially in the very early stages of the game, losing your jungler, which is pretty much who will be giving a lot of that early game damage alongside with the mage. And on the other hand, Jolie being two only lost Gatot Kacha and Hylos, which is like two tanks. But Ryan's quite low on health, but manages to get away in time. Okay, once again, Break Limit and Alpha were the ones that got lost, and Jolie being two, which is good. I mean, still, a kill is a kill. But then again, Fushifaru, they did lose their jungler and now they're behind. What's gonna happen in the top lane?
Hmm. Yep. For now, we're gonna be heading on to a little bit of that skirmish right here as they try to take the crab. But yep, nothing will happen. Nothing major will happen just yet.
Yep, definitely. Nothing much happening. Nice rotations coming in from Fushifaru, and the turtle is up for grabs now that we are 2 minutes into the game. And it looks like Jolie being two will be hovering around their gathering so far. And I think they're getting a start on it, but it looks like Fushifaru won't be letting them get away that easily.
Yep, definitely. As Prego will take Mahil down, the turtle also being initiated right here, and they could get this one out. But Prego will find the kill on the turtle. Now Glor's Pathway also tries to make an escape. That's gonna be high loss, but he will be eliminated. That will just be too late for now. And Fushifaru trying to even things up with Joali being two.
3 to 4 so far on the scoreboard. We're still 3 minutes into the game, and Jolie being two, they have an advantage, but it's not that significant. Especially if you take a look at the gold lead, if you take a look at the scoreboard as well in terms of kills. Map control, I think it's quite too early to tell, but I think something's gonna be brewing in the bottom lane, but it's just break limit that's gonna be there. So I'm not sure if that's gonna be a pretty good trade off. But once again, a gank is a gank. Top lane, Angela comes in, and potential 2 versus 2. But then again, Alpha. Wow, Moskov comes in.
And yep, there we have it. Rin will find a kill on that one. They have a 3v2 right here on top, which they could actually push, go in for a push later on. You're just waiting for the minions. They could go in for for a dive. But behind Alpha is just going to be the Zask, which, spots them easily. So he has to move back. The rest of Joali being two will have to move back. And yep, just going to be playing this one carefully once again.
Yep, and I was really nervous a while ago, especially for um especially since the Hylos was kind of hiding about in the bush. And it's a good thing Zask rotated just in time to kind of give that information and avoid getting sandwiched. But I think Jolie being two is not backing out just yet.
Yep. And they're chasing him down once again. Prego 59 could be eliminated right here by the Zask. That's gonna be Halum taking another kill down. Angela also popping the ultimate right onto the middle lane. And nothing really will be happening. And I think though, Fushifaru will be heading on for a push right here in mid, or actually just applying pressure towards that lane, just to have the chance to get the turtle.
It's a good thing Rin's ultimate, the Moskov ultimate, didn't hit because the mid lane would have been really messy. Turtle coming in, giving it to Halom, and Jolie being two, they lose that objective. But then once again, they still have the gold lead, and not that significant, but still, that's a 1K gold lead for the side of Jolie being two. And now we're back. Rin, all the while, I think there was a 1 versus 1 in the top lane, and Rin loses their lives. Hylos a little bit too late to the party, and so we're looking at a 2 versus 1 potentially in the bottom lane. But there's a lot of sustain coming in from that Captain Catcher, so it's gonna take a while before they lose their lives.
Yep. Yeah, we could be heading on
Ooh,
to that one. But, oop, the ultimate actually still will not be getting anyone just yet. Pregofield 59 will just still be focusing on the farm. Currently, things are evening out. Joali being two, though, is kind of ahead for now. So they're just really waiting for opportunities where they can find kills.
yep, we are 6 minutes into the game. This might be our last turtle before we see the next lord, and so with that, everyone's kind of just hovering about trying to see if they can get information mid lane. However,
Yep, definitely chasing him down. That's gonna be Mad Panda taking a break for now. Hayabusa chasing them down one by one as well. The damage connecting Alpha could be taken out of the equation, and he does get eliminated. Halum will claim another kill down, but on the bot side, we do have Gatut Kacha going in for a side push.
and well, it's going really well for Fushifar. I think we're gonna be seeing. I mean, so far we're seeing like Fushifar pushing Jolie being two back into their base, and the favors. I mean, this game is favoring Fushifar at this point. There's a potential for a game number 3, but I think it's quite early too early to tell. We're not even seeing the first Lord just yet. But 85 on the scoreboard and gold lead coming in finally to Fushifaru. And so we're gonna be seeing the turtle dance, the last one in fact for this game.
Yep, they're trying to take him down. Glorious Pathway being activated, tries to get those kills down. Royan will find Ren getting that advantage to go unscathed into this fight, really. But yep, they're taking them down slowly but surely. Hayabusa taking another one down. Prigo 59 also replying. Yonko also taking him down for the trade, and the turtle could be heading on towards Fushifaru.
Yep, 1 2 3 trade Fushifaru getting the turtle as well. And with that, a lot of things are going well to Fushifaru, and all they have to do right now is kind of ride on that snowball and push this series into a game number 3. But all the while, Ryan does lose their lives against the 1 versus 1 with Rin at the top lane. So with that, I mean, it's a trade-off, and basically Royan has been denied that farm. It's actually their first death actually in this game. But with that, everyone's kind of going back to their lanes, to their natural habitats. But Rin gets assassinated by the Hayabusa, and with that, it's kind of like a revenge kill, coming in from losing Royan.
Yep, definitely. And just by this one, Fushifaru could really take this one out and could be heading on for game number 3. But for now, Joali being 2, they have to do something right here to even things out and to maybe I think they just have to be aggressive enough, and
Oh.
slowly, time to time, the Moscow is also gaining that damage as well, which could give them a huge advantage later on. But while that was happening, does look like the turret would be destroyed right here. Rin would be taking Royan down, and he could go in for a push towards top while everyone is distracted and everyone is busy fighting. But I think he will not be doing that just yet. I think they will be really prioritizing on defending their base.
Yeah, Jolie being two has to prioritize defense, to prioritize taking note of where the minions are. But all the while, actually, Rin's kind of minding their own business, and they have this they managed to push back the minions, but there's a potential assassination. Yep, Rin's gonna lose their lives once again by the hands of Hayabusa. And I mean, it was a good run. They managed to push the minions towards the mid turret, but all the while, Alpha's gonna lose their lives here.
Yep, Yonko will being eliminated, and right here it does look like Joali being 2 are also being chased down. The damage connecting right here, got a Kacha ultimate popping up, but no one will be caught by that. I think they're trying to thin to lower their defenses down to get the Lord, but I think they would be applying more pressure to these waves, just in order for them to take a little bit um to take the Lord a little bit easier.
It's a bit hard to take the Lord right now, especially since everyone on the field is still alive. And so what both of these teams can do is kind of get pickoffs against their opponents. And then once they have the numbers advantage, they can go ahead and try for the Lord, especially if the opposing team has lost their jungler. But it looks like Fushifaru has something cooking up their sleeve. Slowly but surely, they are rotating towards the bottom lane, trying to secure the map for the Lord. But right now in the top lane,
Yep, definitely the Hayabusa ult being popped out. Rin will be taken out of custody as now he is being eliminated. The Lord already up for grabs. They're still playing tug of war right here. And yeah, once again, Fushifaru and Joala being 2.
yeah, mid lane, potential 3 versus 4. There are two players from Fushifaru on the top lane trying to split push. But all the while, Madara still remains untouched, and no one kind of wants to risk that Lord dance, especially since um whoever takes the Lord will kind of tip the game to their advantage. But over here, I think they're not letting this Lord go. This is potentially a 4 versus 5 with Moskov in the top lane. Yep, I think there's a team fight that's about to happen if Fushifaru pushes this.
Yup, just still wondering though. The Lord, I think, up for grabs. Fushifaru could let this one down. Got Kacha out being popped out.
Ooh,
Going in for a fight right here. They
yikes.
will probably take 2 down. That's gonna be Mad Panda taking Yonko and Rin as well. But the Lord will be taken from the side of Fushifaru. Brick Limit still trying to minimize
What?
the consequences right here. But yep, this is what I was talking about. Moscow slowly dealing a huge blow to Fushifaru, which could grant them a win for this game. But you know that really that kind of strategy, if not if not being careful as well, could cost you, especially because you are a huge damage dealer and you're out of the fight. So it really is a risk to play this type of strategy. And yeah, I wonder if they're how they're gonna pull this on out later on.
And now I'm just saying what Moscow did with the split push a while ago really helped with kind of delaying the Lord just a bit. And with that, I think it's just a little bit easier on the side of Jolie being to be able to kind of defend against the Lord, kind of buy some time for Jolie being two. Now both teams are rotating into the top lane.
Yep, definitely. The Glorious Pathway being activated, chasing them down once again. But I think they will not be engaged into the fight, especially Halom. Very, very painful already.
Oh,
But Katot Kacha pops out. I think there was a lack of communication in that part of the game from the side of Joali being two. Hayabusa could be caught right here if not careful.
Gatot Ka's just like nah. Oh,
Nah. Oh, actually finds Prego down. Oh my god. And I think they're gonna be heading on to this
oh.
one. And it just connects. I don't know what happened.
I mean
Halom.
like yeah, go.
I don't know. But yeah, the Hayabusa with no ultimate right here could be killed right off the
Uh oh.
bat. But you know, they're kind of just in the middle of everything. So they can't really get a lot of those damage in for now. Unless Moscow finds the right positioning. Low on health, he could be taken out. Just a few
Oh.
more. The Hayabusa as well. Just a little bit more and he gets taken down. Yonko will find the double kill on that one. 18-12. Still on the side of Fushifaru.
I would like to know what the build of Rin is. I mean, I'm not seeing any life drain like at all. There we go. I asked and I received. I don't think you have the. I mean, there's a demon sword, but it's definitely not enough life steal. But over here in the mid lane, yeah,
Yep. Yeah, yep.
yep, very, very
Greg will
mab.
find one. Yep, but definitely right here, Joali being two still trying their best to lower the disadvantage that they're gonna be experiencing from this point, and until they can have the chance to fight this one back, especially they are currently leading, and if they take game number two, then it's just gonna be a guaranteed win for them.
Yeah, and over here, I think we're back to kind of quiet part of the game where everyone's kind of no, I'm spoken way too soon. Alpha is all alone. I mean, not Alpha. I mean, the Hayabusa was all alone, but manages to get out in time. And now I think the Lord will be going on to the side of Jolie being too uncontested, especially since Fushifar is basically at the other side of this map. And with that, Jolie being two. I mean, the top lane almost got picked off by the side of Fushifaro, and they tried to put like an Uno reverse card against Jolie being two, but in the end, the Lord is definitely gonna give them a little bit more breathing room. And Jolie being two, they tried to give a chase against Fushifaru, but I think Fushifaru will be trying to prioritize defending their base for now.
Yep, definitely. And for now, Joali being two still with the rest of the team are just pretty much waiting for the right opportunity right here. Especially that they're currently losing right now, so they have to look for perfect timing in order for them to get to win game number two and get that win for this match. But definitely, Ghost Pathway will be activated. Rin will find one. The turret will be destroyed as well. But
Ooh.
Halum will find the kill. Rin going in for the damage. No one is hitting him. It's just gonna be too late. Chasing him down, trying to get that damage. It will be popped out. He gets the resurrection, but it is just too late. And I think, oh my god, this is what I was been talking about. Rin, trying to split push, but it's not gonna be an entire split push. There is just gonna be going on to that, and during in the final battle, he can just show how powerful he is. And I think that's just gonna be it. Game number two, and match number three going on to Joali being two.
I love it. Jolie being two bags this victory. And with that, I believe it will be Jolie being to will be moving on to the finals tomorrow. And with that, I think that was series number 3, Mike. I mean, it's pretty exciting. There was a lot of unusual picks, unusual strategies that we don't usually see on the pro scene. But yeah, I think it was quite a pleasure to cast these games. I'm really excited for the finals. But what did you think so far, Mike?
Mm, I mean, for now, it is the games have been exciting. As what you said a while ago, they are time to time a little bit new for my eyes, really. But I really enjoyed the games. How about you, Annie?
Yeah, man, I really enjoyed it as well. I mean, Layla. I saw a Layla and like I was casting a Layla, but yeah, it was pretty fun. But that concludes basically our first day of the Originations Gamersland Inter-Resort Esports Championship 2025. We have our finalists and we are excited to see them go against each other. But before that happens, we will be waiting on for day number 2. And this is the conclusion of day number 1. Thank you so much for tuning in. And do subscribe to Originations, a YouTube channel, in order to kind of like see future tournaments as well as the day number 2 tomorrow. So with that, thank you so much once again, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow, I believe, same time, and for the finals. And with that, we'll be saying goodbye for now. This has been Annie and Mike.